Talk to me. Played the horn of the Lord and served other gods. Remember the days of old, we the lost tribes. They don't believe the Bible, they say a white man wrote it, but still celebrate them holidays from white men, don't they? Like Christmas and Thanksgiving appetites. I don't even see my closest family half the time. Going out ain't an option, I won't compromise. I got integrity and more heart than Valentine. Kyrie tweeted a book they sell on Amazon, owned by the same folks that told them to apologize. Remember slaves couldn't read, wasn't allowed, so it's meaning when I tell you I'm black and I'm proud. Murdered us with the sword, that's how we learned religion. Community standards violate my First Amendment. Discontinue from my heritage under these bastards. Life a bitch, they make up lies and give you public lashes. I understand they confused by who the devil is. Why my people get so mad when I tell them this? Valley of dry bones, my niggas skeletons. It's hectic out there, hope you checking on your relatives. Brotherhood, that's what my weapon is, and I never let these crackers take it from me. Real talk, you probably never heard this all of your life. Be careful, cause that thing you love, it'll cost you your life. Long as we got each other, my nigga. Cause we build this shit on brotherhood. Long as we got each other, my nigga.
Yeah.
We build this shit
nigga,
on
I done lost family, I done lost friends. Day one, niggas thought was riding to the end. Still showed up, put in that work. Hide behind a smile while I'm walking with this hearse. Some nights I felt alone, most nights I felt cold. Some nights I drove around, I ain't wanna go home. Nigga, I ain't never been, nah, I ain't never fold. Follow orders like a soldier doing what I'm told. Even when the council wasn't making any sense, I ain't never doubted, I just put it to the test. Days I was fucked up and down to my last cent. Reaching in my pockets, only coming up with lint. I'm talking even on the days that I couldn't pay my rent. I put it down for my brothers, ain't spared no expense. If I ever got bent, caused an offense, please forgive you, brother, Lord, that ain't what I meant. See that brotherhood a weapon, fight against deception. When something taken from you, then it's just a blessing. Shorty really loved me, gave me everything she got, and I'm sorry, baby girl, if I ever broke your heart. Man, mistakes that I made, don't know if they'll fade. Moving with a heavy heart, living with the pain. Take away the shame, wash away the stain. Praying to the Lord for the days that I was Cain. Sheesh.
Long as we got each other, my nigga. Cause we build this shit on brotherhood. Long as we got each other, my nigga. Cause we build this shit on brotherhood. They said free the Palestinians, then celebrate the death of native Indians. How these other races gon' take us serious? They don't. It's silly thinking you can fight oppression with a vote. I'm so woke, I got sleep deprivation. Belly of the beast giving birth to a nation. You know how I feel to have culture and they take it. It'll never be peace, tell them free the reservation. Till it's backwards, they don't know that they exist no more. Ever try reaching out for help and you just get ignored? Pick up vices like drugs, your child fill a void. They get a youth life sentence for a killing, he was just a boy. Niggas poor, what we living for? Life a gamble, it's like 10 or 4. Police hands around your neck, they just hit record. We in war, man, this ain't the norm. But you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know. Mama on the stage crying. She just lost her only son to gang violence. Pops level 4 yard talking through the fence. Have you ever tried to hug your loved ones through a fence? Have you ever been hated just because your skin? Have you ever worked all week and couldn't pay your rent? Life a trip, I'm trying to catch my balance. Every step feel like I'm walking backwards. Credit card, but God check the balance. I come from where it's rough, that's why my heart callous. They want you to fall weak, that's a war tactic. Look how we live, what's scary than that? What you know about crossing the Darien Gap? Risk your life to live in hell or bury your kids. Either way we gotta suffer and they just get rich. Life a bitch, why I waste time telling you that? Cause if you ain't a nigga like me, you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know.
Shalom, shalom. We're live at the Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge, Recent Captain 10,000 NATAZACH under Commanding General YAHANNA, Yahweh Bashim Shah Rakatham, the brothers, Yahweh Shema Alatham Bashim Shah to the sisters. All right. Most High in Christ, Most High in Christ. Good up, good to see y'all, everybody in here. All right. Damn right, damn right. Yahweh Shema Alatham, Shema Shah, Yahweh Shem Shah Rakatham. All right. Shalom, sis. Shalom, sis. Shalom, shalom. There we go. All right, we should be up. Shalom, Instagram. Abu Bashim El Shabakathon. El Shamal Thashim El Shah, right? All right, we in there. We in there. All right. All right. Of course, we know we're in this god awful holiday season, very terrible season. Tomorrow, the world celebrates the death, the unaliving, and the genocide of our Native American brothers, the tribe of Gad, tribe of Reuben, were all born of Gad, the tribe of God. They celebrate the death of our people. And this is absolutely something that is an abomination, is wicked and evil towards the Most High. And the Lord definitely does not want us to celebrate these things. And not only does it make the Lord angry, but it also caused the Lord to take out his anger and his vengeance on our people. Like the life that we have been relegated to live by disobeying the Most High is a life that is void of the true reason that the Lord gave us life to begin with. Like the Lord gave us rules, and the Lord gave us these rules so that we could properly live the way that he designed. And one of the biggest things that robs the life that the Lord had provided for us is celebrating these holidays. Celebrating these holidays paint a picture of a fantasy world that Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, we aspire to be a part of this fantasy world at all costs. And it is absolutely the fault of the Christian church. And as a part of aspiring to be in this fantasy world, we are separated from reality. The Lord gave us his rules, his words, because he wanted us to live in reality and not a fantasy and not a dream. The Christian church has put us into a state of continual slumber, of continual hopes, of continually wishing upon a star. You understand? And God never made us to live life that way. And thanks be to the Most High for raising up Commander General YAHANNA to spread this truth all throughout the world, to wake us up so that we can truly learn how life is supposed to go, how we are supposed to live. You understand? We're going to start with Amos chapter 5 and verse 21. All right, shalom, shalom. We're going to start at Amos chapter 5 and verse 21. Of course, let me get my readers up here. Let me get some readers. Amos 5 and 21. Well, the Lord said, all right. The Lord said this in Amos 5:21. He says, I despise your feast days. Meaning the Lord gave us high holy days that we are supposed to celebrate. Of course, in Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, we got high holy days. These are the feasts of the Lord that we go over every high holy day. They understand Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. Like that's our customs and our culture and our heritage that the Lord created for us to live by. We are not supposed to celebrate, of course, you already know the customs of another nation and people. What the Lord laid out for us, which I'm going to share this right here. The Lord first, he said, I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. Tomorrow, what's getting ready to happen is in the name of God, in the name of no sweat, in the name of celebrating the Most High, in the name of who our people think God is, we'll disregard and won't even know that God's high holy days exist. I remember being in the world, you understand, many years ago, and never having been told about the Day of Atonement, never having told about Purim, never even learning about the wars of the Maccabees. You understand? Never learning about the memorial blowing of trumpets or the feast of first fruits. Never knowing the actual heritage and the culture that the Most High gave for us, but having an absolute substitute for what God actually said we are supposed to live, made by these feast days. That's why the Lord despises them. There's going to be a ton of fights, a ton of shootings, a ton of drunk drivings. If you do not have to travel this weekend, don't. If you don't have to travel and be on the roads this weekend, if you don't need to go out of town, if there's no traveling that needs to be done, do not go on the road and travel. You understand? It's a very evil season, and the Lord's anger and his wrath is out because our people are celebrating something that is so vile and so wicked and being a part of that. And when the Lord gets angry, he sends out angels to hurt people. That's what happens. You understand? These angels that hurt people for disobeying the Lord, they are running rampant and being released so often because we have a fantasy world versus the real life that the Lord created for us. In the real world, we would simply obey the Lord and be protected from our enemies. In the fantasy world, we have a fake idea and image of God that is based on songs, that's based on dances, that's based on holidays, that's based on things that God said he absolutely despises. That's why we start with Amos chapter 5 and verse 21. He said, I will not smell in your solemn assemblies, meaning there are gatherings that you are having that are not gatherings for the Lord, like Thanksgiving. He said, I won't smell those. Why does the Lord say, I won't smell in your solemn assemblies? Who knows? Who has an idea why the Lord says that? You understand? Who knows why it says, I won't smell in your solemn assemblies? All right. Tons of sweet stuff. All right. I'm going to give it a shot. All right. Sweet elements and more offering sacrifice of vows. There we go. Numbers of 15. Let's give y'all a chance. All right, give everybody a chance in there. All right, because it's the worship of other gods. That's correct. It's not a bad answer. All right. Smell the food, you don't acknowledge it. That's not a bad answer, sis. It's a little bit more than that, but you're correct. You're correct. will not be part of it, not be around it. That's correct. He won't be around it. All right. Sister Bria said to acknowledge it. He won't be present to acknowledge it. All right. These are good answers. Salaki, because he won't be there. That's right. He won't be there. You understand? These are all good answers. Good answers. Now, a part of us serving the Most High, the Lord has commandments about things. And I'm going to pull this scripture up. What we're talking about is real life that the Lord wanted us to be a part of. The life that he gave us. We're going to turn real quick to Numbers, the 28th chapter. Just real quick, and I want to read this just so that you can get an idea. In Numbers, the 28th chapter, in the 13th verse, of course, we have the laws that the Lord laid out. We read and it says, and several tenth deal of flour mingled with oil, flour and oil mixed together for a meat offering. When you have flour and oil mixed together, for those of you that cook, you coat the meat. There we go, sister. That's it. The smell of food sacrifice. You're getting closer on it, sis. You're getting closer on it. There's a smell that the Lord loves. You understand? And several tenth deals of fine flour mingled with oil. Let me make sure everybody see this. Numbers 28:13. Y'all not seeing it. There you go, sister. Frying the food up, frying it up. That's right. Flour mingled with oil. It says in several tenth deals. This is a weight or a measure of flour and oil mixed together to coat the meat with the spices and the seasoning. This is the culture that the Lord gave us. All that seasoning up the meat, seasoning up the food, all of that is Israelite culture, is biblical customs and culture. That the Lord never wanted us to offer bland, seasonless, flavorless food to him. By in turn, we would not be a bland, flavorless, seasonless people. The Lord said, ye are the salt of the earth. You understand? He said, for a meat offering unto one lamb. Of course, we do not do sacrificial offerings anymore. The last blood offering or the last lamb that the Lord will accept was Christ. All of those offerings are over. However, the Lord gave us his heritage and his culture that he gave us. He said, for a burnt offering of a sweet savor, a sacrifice made by fire unto the Lord. Meaning it was a sweet savor, a sweet smell that the Lord pleased him. And the things that we were supposed to be taught to do in our life were supposed to be the things that pleased the Most High. You understand? There's so much about brotherhood. There's so much contained in these scriptures that the way that the Lord set life up is so much better than what we've been taught to live. This is why Paul said in Romans, I have continual sorrow and heaviness in my heart for my kinsmen according to the flesh, for my people who are Israelites, that the Lord gave so much to that we just forfeited it to go out and live a fantasy world. A black man, Latino, Native American, in Christianity, in Islam, in politics, is a fantasy world. It's a fantasy world. That's why they're getting ready to get rid of that DEI hiring, that diversity, equity, and inclusion. They're getting ready to get rid of all of that, which is a part of the fantasy world that our people have been led to believe that we were a part of our oppressor's kingdom. We have never been more than the mascot at best for America. That's why you understand. We've been their entertainment. We've been their athletes. We've been their fighters. We've been the battery that they could drain the life out of and then throw away and get another one. And then they can use us up while the rest of the empire benefits. They're not looking for the next great Chinese or the Moabite or Arab, East Indian, African. They're not looking for them. They're looking for Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans because we are the battery, the salt of the earth, the flavor that makes the world great. And God wants us to withdraw our spirit from these holidays, from this holiday season, and from really being a part of our oppressor's world. So that we only have a relationship with our oppressor. This is what we are here doing in captivity. We all meet at this watering hole to gather resources. You go back to your side, I go back to my side. If we can live peaceably here when we have to gather resources, then fine. But we won't share gods, we won't share ideals, we won't share anything more that is necessary because we are in captivity. That's what the Lord wanted us. That's the relationship he wanted us to have with these other nations of people. So I'm going to finish reading this here in Numbers 15:3 again. And he said, I will make an offering by fire unto the Most High. You got to be very careful about the things that you do. Unlike the other nations of people, we actually belong to the God of the Bible. Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, we are God's chosen people. And the things that we do not only represent the Lord, but the things that we do are towards the Most High. Now, let me explain that. Every people lives their lives honoring their gods. Their God is the customs and the cultures. It's the reasons why they do, they say, they live the way that they live. It's how they reason what is right, what is wrong. Who is God? What is a right thing? What is a wrong thing? What is their morals, their rules, their standards? How do they deal with the disagreement? How do they raise their children? How they prepare their food? What actually makes us a people, which is the real life that God set up, are these laws, statutes, and commandments that he laid down. That's why it's so evil that the Christian church teaches that God's laws are done away with. Without the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments, the actual essence of who you are and what's inside of you, you can never learn and can never actually be who you are. Imagine if you had a dog. I'm going to use a couple of analogies. Imagine if you had a dog and the dog could not wag its tail. Everybody who has a dog, anybody who's ever had a dog, you know that a part of the package of the dog, you got the tail wagging, you got the paws, you got barking. Imagine you had a dog that was taught to live a different life, a part where it could not wag its tail and it could not bark. You understand? Imagine you seen a dog, the dog's tail just doesn't work. The dog just doesn't bark. What would you say or think about that dog when you saw that dog? Like, what would you think? What would come across your mind when you see that dog? You see all the other dogs. This dog right here, this dog don't bark. This dog tail don't work. In fact, what would you think about such a dog? While you answer that, I'm going to keep reading. The Lord said in Numbers the 15th chapter, verse 3, this is Moses saying, and I will make an offering by fire unto the Lord. The things that we do are dedicated to the Most High. What we celebrate, what we say, a very significant portion of our lives is supposed to be based on what the Lord taught us to say, how we live. That's why when you greet one another, you would say, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Barakathon. Sisters would say, Yahweh Shamar Alathan Ba'Shem Yahushua. We are the people that are supposed to be the actual spiritual people. The other nations of people try to be spiritual, mimicking what's in the Bible. They understand that there is reincarnation, but they don't understand it. The Moabites say you're going to be an elephant. The East Indians say you might be a tree. You might come back as a butterfly. You might be the wolf or a cat, some kind of silly nonsense. They're not actually spiritual. They have a form of spirituality because after the flood in Noah's days, the Lord repopulated the earth with Noah's children. So Noah, being a righteous man of the Lord, Noah taught his children how to obey and serve the Most High. Of course, they grew up to be disgusting bastards who decided that they would not obey the Lord. The Lord separated and made different races and families of people, and he started out to make his special family all over again. And you cannot live your life, Black, Latino, Native American brothers and sisters, a separate way from the rules that the Lord implanted inside of your seed, inside of your people, to live this way. It doesn't add up. We'll always end up at a shortfall. You understand? So again, there's my question. What would y'all think about the dog? You would say something is wrong with the dog. The dog can't bark. The dog's tail doesn't work. You would say something's wrong with it. Sister Shakal, Ayun said something wrong with that dog. This dog is broke. The hell is going on with the dog? You got the only dog that can't bark and the tail don't work. You understand? Sister DeBar said the dog was abused. You might think something wrong with the dog. Sister Raya said the dog is sick. It needs help. And he would say he was sad or something is wrong with the dog. That's what Sister Imanda would say. Well, we are a people that something is wrong with us as a people. We are a people that has been abused. We are a people that is sick. We are a people that is sad, and something is wrong with us. And everything in every society around us is teaching us that nothing is wrong because they all benefit while we are lost trying to live this fantasy world that's filled with these holidays and these religions. Make no mistake, the whole purpose of these religions is to gain some power to combat the power that the Lord put in Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's why they need the Bible. That's why they take stories of the Bible. That's why they take concepts of the Bible and use it to make their own religious beliefs. We're talking about the white man with Christianity, the Arabs with Islam, the East Indians with their different spiritual beliefs. They all have some sort of idea of biblical concepts that they were not supposed to learn, that they can't because it's separate from their spirit. But this is actually what your spirit is supposed to connect with. You understand? So everybody, let me know you with me. I'm going to keep going. Y'all give me ones, give me some ones. Let me know I didn't lose anybody because I'm going to keep going. We're going to hit a bunch of scriptures in a minute. All right. Numbers 15:3, it says, I will make an offering by fire unto the Most High, a burnt offering and a sacrifice in performing a vow. The things that we do and celebrate, we are a people of vows. We are a people that must understand what we are doing is dedicating something. Sister Selden, that's right, sister. He's not happy. We are people that's dedicating something. Our lives as a people are dedicated to serving the Most High. That's what it means to be a Black man. That's what it means to be a Latino man. That's what it means to be a Native American man, a Native American woman. You understand? Our lives are dedicated to something. And outside of obeying what the Lord said, we're in a fantasy world where life is whatever you make it. Anybody, you ever heard anybody say that? Life is what you make it. We just trying to live. We just living the best we can. We just figuring it out as we go. Anybody ever heard those? Okay, I see the ones, Most High in Christ. Anybody ever heard those things before? All right. I'm not sure why that was put up there in the chat. Anybody ever heard those things before? You understand? That's what we had. You heard those things. All right. We heard those things. We heard those. We just figuring life out as we go. That's a fantasy world. The other nations of people are not figuring life out as they go. The East Indians are not trying to figure out life. The Asians, the Arabs, the Africans, they're not figuring out life. Little Chinese boys and girls are not trying to figure out what life they're supposed to live as the Chinese. Little Arab children are not trying to figure out what life they're supposed to live. You understand? West Africans, North Africans, they're not trying to figure out what life they're supposed to live. They have rules, they have customs, they have a language, they have an identity. We are the only people that's trying to figure it out as we go. And that's why the topic of the class is this holiday fantasy garbage versus real life and brotherhood, which is what the Lord created. You understand? All right, NATAZACH, shalom. Y'all should break a thumb.
Shalom, y'all.
All right. You can pick up you at numbers 15, start 15 and 3 from the top. Welcome to show to what?
Khan, this is Numbers chapter 15 and verse 3. And will make an offering by fire unto the Most High.
The things that we do are dedicated to the Most High. He gave us his rules and his wisdom about how to live life so that we did not live in a fantasy world. The Most High gave us rules about what to eat. So this idea and this fantasy that you are allowed to eat whatever you want never comes into your mind. That's what a dog thinks. That's what a pig thinks. That's what a wolf thinks. Whatever I can find and chew on it and tear a piece of it and bite the hell out of it and shake it and swallow it down, that means that's what the food is. You look at the other nations, they finding an animal. They picking up feces from the elephant and they're going to turn that into food. They making burgers with flies in Africa and in India. They catch a rat, smash the rat's head and put that in the pot and turn that with some lo mein and some rice. They find a dog. They don't have rules. They're living like an animal that just survives. You look under a rock. Is it big? Let me take a rock and smash its head, peel the skin back, chop it up, throw it in a pot. Who gives a damn what it is? That's not our life. We got rules. You go to some water, anything in this water that has fins and scales, this is food. You're not a wild animal. You're not a fox. You're not a dog. You're not a cat. You're not a coyote. You're not a heathen. This is what food is. And when you go to the doctor, you find out that the doctor starts to tell you, you doing those pork chops. That's why your foot swole up like a baseball. What are you putting in your body? You eating crab, crabs and shellfish is bad for your bones. It's give you fibroid problems, cause your thyroid to swell up. It give you digestive problems. The Lord said his rules was our wisdom and understanding, that the other nations would see it and say, this is a people. One, these people are the people with wisdom. All of this garbage about he who whispers in the darkness. If a tree falls in the forest, does it make a sound if no one hears it? Be like water, my friend. All of these silly pseudo-spiritual sayings come from people trying to mimic the actual wisdom that God gave to his prophets in the Bible to teach to us. This is the real life we're supposed to live. You aren't supposed to live the life of the dumb people, the people that can't make proper decisions, the people that can't figure it out. The Lord gave us the rules to figure out everything. And what little we didn't understand that was written down, he gave us the prophets to teach us on the spot in real time, to give us a direct communication and counsel from the Most High. That's why he rose up the prophets. Everybody else has to pretend to be a prophet. It's obvious they don't know what the hell they're doing. If you a Muslim right now, you got a question. At what point does Allah step in? God damn. 20 years, Afghanistan, the Russians, everybody coming, robbing the Arab world blind. When is Allah going to jump in and swing? You understand? If you blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, we sitting in dog cages. There's 1 million of us in prison. We lose every city and neighborhood and community that we have. We lose it within a generation or two. You got the question, when is white Jesus going to step up? You're singing, you're dancing, you're going to church, you're getting beaten, robbed, abused, the preacher telling your woman to leave you, you're by yourself raising kids that have destroyed your family. At what point does white Jesus step in? Like, we have to examine these things and get out of this holiday fantasy lifestyle that Christian church has made life out to be, so that we can live real life and have the proper brotherhood and sisterhood, which was the way God set it up. But I'll keep going.
A burnt offering or a sacrifice in performing a vow.
A sacrifice and performing a vow. A lot of the things that we do as a people, we don't realize that there are sacrifices done to other gods. This is another reason why the Lord told us never to take a custom of another nation of people. You don't know why you having that cranberry and that picture. I'm gonna get that Thanksgiving picture. You don't know why that image is the image of Thanksgiving. If you go to school and you're a little kid at any age, you'll see decorations throughout the school of this picture. This picture that you've probably seen your whole life, you didn't know was dedicated to a god for Thanksgiving. Apart from the actual massacre that they did to the tribe of Gad, there's an actual god associated with this image of the turkey and the grapes and the fruits around the turkey with the cranberry. There's an actual god that is associated with this. You understand? Keep reading, NATAZACH.
Or in a free will offering.
A free will offering. The things that we are supposed to do is always supposed to have the Most High You understand? It's supposed to have the Most High in our mind. There we go. With the grapes and the fruits, this thing right here. I remember General Muhammad going over this one year. See if I can get it. This right here. It's another one. It looks like this, but it is another one. It's not just the turkey. It's something else with these. It's got to do with the different solstices and all of that. It said, unto the Most High, what he said. Like performing a vow and a free will offering. Keep reading, NATAZACH.
Or in your solemn feasts.
In your solemn feast. The Lord is saying this now. He's saying this is going to be an offering made to the Most High. And when you do these things in your solemn feast, keep going.
To make a sweet savor unto the Most High.
Right. This is going to be a sweet savor unto the Lord in your solemn feast. Meaning when you gather together to have a feast, the Lord told us what feast days he wants us to celebrate. And he's saying when you do these things of like a free will offering or performing a vow, these are the things that we would do in our temples, you understand, that was a part of our culture where we are. You're not just eating and celebrating any old thing like a child. You understand? That's a very childish, foolish thing to just, what? St. Patrick's Day? Yay. What? Chinese New Year? Yay. What? Ramadan? Let's get in that. What? We making up something? Kwanzaa? Well, let's do Kwanzaa. What? Independence? Who's independence? Who gives a damn? Yay. Just like a foolish child, just looking for a cake, looking for some balloons, a sucker that everyone can hustle. Mother's Day, Father's Day, Easter, rabbits laying eggs, naked babies with wings, hearts and chocolates. Before you know it, everyone is just hustling and robbing you and your people blind because you're living in a fantasy holiday. You know who's not celebrating Valentine's Day and all these holidays? The Chinese, the Arabs, the East Indians. They're selling all of their stuff, getting rich while we join unto them. And they have no space for us. The Lord said it would be a sweet savor unto him that he would honor. But if you go back now, go back to the Amos chapter 5 and verse 21. If you go back to Amos 5 and 21, Baba Kishar said, I despise your feast days. I won't smell in your solemn assemblies. The assemblies that you have, and right, that's what they said, sister. There's no rules for life. I've even been told, row my boat gently down the stream like a nursery rhyme. You know, you got to decide what's right for you. You got to decide. You know, nobody else can tell you what's right for you. And you see, Your Honor, that's what I was told as a little boy, Your Honor. So, you know, I'm really not a bad guy, Your Honor. I'm really just trying to get it to Your Honor. I'm his mom. I'm his mom, Your Honor. He really not bad. He's a good boy. He makes some mistakes, and before you know it, you be telling that to a judge, and you and a couple of thousand other brothers would be sitting in jail believing it's foolishness. You understand? So go back to Amos. You got 5 and 21.
Khan, this is Amos chapter 5, verse 21. I hate, I despise your feast days.
There's things that the Lord wants you to hate. We went over that last week. There's a time to love and a time to hate. The Lord wants you to hate Thanksgiving, not start a fight, not shoot up the Walmart, not go out and target and attack people. That's not what hate is. Hate is a specific thing in the Bible. Because just as a sidebar, because of Christianity, what you think hate is, when you hear hate, what comes to your mind when you think of hate? Y'all type into the chat here. I'm trying to get y'all incorporated. Y'all type quick now. What do you think when you think of the word hate? What comes to your mind? Because what the Lord calls hate and what's considered hate now are two different things. You understand? It's a bit different. Just let y'all type in there. Y'all type in there quick now. But we're going to keep reading. As a matter of fact, let me type that into the chat. Do you think hate is? Type this in. All right, the water says, let me get this question up there. Violence, Sister Shakal said violence. All right, that's good. In your mind, you think, all right, but it said strong disdain. Don't give me the definition. Give me some real stuff. Give it to me. That's a good one. That's a good one. Strong disdain. Strong dislike violence. You understand? Dislike, despise. Y'all giving me these PG-13 answers, man. Answer me like adults. Y'all are supposed to live in Norfolk and Richmond and Portsmouth. Give me some real life outside your window answers. Y'all give me these politically correct answers, y'all. Come on now. I can't do nothing with these answers. These now I lay me down to sleep ass answers. I need real answers, y'all. Abuse. All right. Getting abused. All right, H-Alarm, brother. So break it down. Sister said unaliving. Okay. That's some good. A strong dislike, not liking someone. All right. Robbery. Despise. There y'all go with this despise. All right. All right. All right. Can't stand them. All right. I see some of y'all. Okay, the water, Shelly. Shelly gonna give me a real answer. The water, Shelly. Go ahead, princess. Go ahead, sister. Shelly, give me a real answer. You understand? Y'all been in the truth too long. Shelly ain't been here that long. She give me real answers. You understand? Go ahead, sis. Murder. There we go. Murder. We need some real answers. You understand? Tulsa, Oklahoma. The water, y'all. The water. Crosses burning on your lawn. Following your kids to school, hitting them and attacking them, throwing bricks at you, sicking dogs on you, gun violence, you understand, shooting up your car, you understand. These are good examples. These are good examples, you understand. Shimshel break a thumb. The KKK, yes. Yes, Yabakar, you understand. Give me some country answers. Some good country answers. Crosses on the lawn, sundown towns, nooses hanging from the tree. Welcome to such and such height city limits with a noose around the welcome to the city. Bust the windows out your car. You understand? All right. These are good to water. I can work with these. These are good answers. I can work with them. I can work with them. Bust the windows out your car. All right. All right. Yeah, here we go. Burn your eyes out after you come home from serving in the army while you are in your uniform. These are the answers that I want. Okay. Setting your house on fire. There we go. All right, sis. Black on black crime. All right. All right, the what? The what? These are good answers. Good answers. So, according to the suicide, all right, now we get there. Most High in Christ. According to the Bible, abortions and child support. There we go. Y'all hitting below the belt now. Now we got a real fight going on. Kidney shots, some eye pokes, kicks to the knees. There we go. Eating us, using us for leather. Yes. These are the answers. There we go. Got to get through that PG-13 layer to get to some pure adult content. You understand? This is what's in the mind. Hey, shalom, brother. Chim Shebrekatah. This is what's in the mind when our people hear hate. Hate is not keeping the commandments. That's what hate is, according to God. The Lord says, don't have sex with your brother's woman. If you're using babies as alligator bait, that's right. Brother saw y'all say using babies as alligator bait. That's hate in our mind. That is far beyond what the Lord teaches us hate is. And this, there you go, sis. Damn right, Shelly. Swing for the fences, sis. There you go. Right. That's right. So now, because that's what we have been introduced as hate. The things that are hate that we equate to hate are things that never was supposed to make it to be a part of our regular life or society. And that's why brotherhood in real life is important. That's why that's important. All right. The only reason that we made it to, I'm trying not to get ahead of myself. I might have to do it. The only reason that we made it to a point where we ended up getting eaten and turned into leather and our babies sent to alligator bait, and abortions, unaliving our babies, sacrificing them unto devils, and suicide, and brothers committing violent acts and crimes to each other. The only reason we made it that far is because we ended up with customs from the other nations of people. The step before getting to all of these things is not having brotherhood and not having sisterhood. And that exactly ties, these answers that y'all gave were perfect, because that's exactly what I was looking for. Because it marries perfectly into the topic of the class, where it says the holiday fantasy life versus real life and brotherhood that the Lord set up. Finish reading your Amos, and then we got to jump around a little bit. We're going to go to Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 17, but finish reading your Amos first. Welcome to show.
I will not smell in your solemn assemblies.
The Lord said he's not smelling in the assemblies that we choose to gather together for. We are not choosing to gather together for no reason. If not for our oppressor, you would not gather together to celebrate a Thanksgiving dinner. If not for the Arabs who put us in slavery and forced us into their customs of Islam, you would not know about Ramadan or Eid or any of the other, the masjid or any of those other things. Without prison, you would have never learned about Islam without jail, which is the reality. You understand? You would have never learned about Christianity without slavery, without captivity, without lynching and branding and castration and buck breaking. We would have never learned these customs. We only got to learn these by disobeying the Most High. Keep reading, NATAZACH. Keep reading.
Verse 22. Though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings.
Right. You offer me a burnt offering, something that you want me to sacrifice. Now, in that time, our people were offering the Lord literal burnt offerings. They were doing that because it was our custom to offer a burnt offering unto the Most High. But what we don't realize is the things that we are celebrating are the gods of another nation, and these are offerings to their gods. They're not just celebrating these things for no reason. That Christmas that everybody's celebrating is the worship of Nimrod. It's Nimrod's birthday. It's his worship. You're setting up a Christmas tree to worship that God. In our mind, we don't understand what God is in the Bible. That's why in our language, God is Allahayim. That's why the Arabs take Allah from our language, which just means power, and they take it to say this is the Most High. Number one, because the Lord is not their father. Number two, the Bible doesn't belong to them. And number three, Islam only exists from Arabs taking biblical stories to make a comic book called the Quran, to make their people seem relevant, just like I stated earlier on in the class. So now, it just means powers. The authority could be angels, could be men with very high power, stature, and authority. That's what it means. Adawanyam, which means Lord. That's another word. That's why Christ is the Lord of Lords. Every Black, Latino, Native American man is supposed to be the Adawan, or the Lord of their house, of their homes. They are lords that rule over our cities, lords that rule. All of these positions that became government-appointed positions because of this fantasy life that we thought we could be a part of another nation of people that end up making the decisions about the education, about the housing, about the employment, about the food and agriculture, and all of the things that our people have been complaining about having a poor quality of status for so many generations, is because we chose a fantasy life of joining our oppressor instead of doing what the Lord said, that automatically not only showed us what real life was, but it also wove real life into brotherhood. And our oppressor celebrates Thanksgiving because they have brotherhood with their forefathers, even though their forefathers were unalivers. They were criminals. They committed genocide, human rights violations, human trafficking, all of the things that people get tried in the world court for. They did exactly what Hitler and Stalin and Mao Zedong, they did exactly what they did. But they honor their forefathers. And their religion makes it acceptable that in the name of honoring and sacrificing to their gods, happy Thanksgiving. God bless America. This is why the Lord said, you should never join another nation of people. I'll give you one more analogy before we get back to the scriptures, real quick, just so that everyone can put this in their spirit. Everybody make sure you hit the like button, hit the thumbs up, hit the share button, all right? Make sure y'all share it everywhere. I'll give you one more analogy. If you were a sheep, which the Lord frequently equates to us as sheep, and you decided to make friends with wolves, you found some wolves, they didn't try to rip your fur out and tear you apart on sight. They maybe have said good morning to you. They talked about how nice and fluffy you looked. And, they told you, hey, it's some good grass over there. I know you like grass. I know in the past, I know my people eat your people, but, I'm not one of those wolves. Yes, I do eat sheep, but you cool. You all right. You understand? You my buddy. I'm not going to let nothing happen to you. My dad, well, my dad is my dad. I'm not going to lie. He eats sheep. He eats sheep. My uncle, yeah, they eat sheep. My aunt, my mom, yeah, they tears the sheep up. They do. But we having a wolf celebration. We want to honor the traditions of our family. We want to celebrate, all the great wolf victories over the years. And because you're my friend, I want you to invite some friends so that we can celebrate, our annual, throughout the year, we have wolf gatherings and celebrations for different things that's important to our culture as a wolf. And because you're a sheep, but you my friend sheep, you understand, I want you to be a part of it. Now, this is the other nations bringing in Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. That even though this wolf speaks nice to you, he's not going to stop celebrating his cultural wolf heritage that exists from his people eating your people. That's what it means for him to be a wolf. He might like your fluffy fur. He might say nice things to you, but by default, you are food to him. Even if he's nice to you, even if he doesn't bite you like every other wolf would bite you, you have to put this in your spirit that if you celebrate anything with this wolf, the wolf is celebrating what his people did to your people. They have an independence because they unalived the tribe of Gad, and they're proud of it. They unalived Reuben and Issachar to steal the West Coast, and they're proud of it. They stole the fruit through the United Fruit Company with Dole and Del Monte from Central and South America, from Asher, from Zebulon, and they're proud of it. They robbed Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic and Haiti, along with their other family from France and Spain and Germany and Portugal and England and the Netherlands. This is their heritage. So even if the wolf that smiles at you and says, I like the way you smell, I like your fur, it talks like you. And you know what? I'm a wolf, but I can bad too because my buddy's bad. You understand? I got Black friends. I got Latino friends. I like hip hop. I know how to do the dance. Am I invited to the cookout? I use washcloths. You understand? You can't let that take away and con your spirit into thinking that you are now one of them. And that's what civil rights and Christianity and religion has done to our people and made us believe that in a fantasy world, these wolves that we've befriended and accepted, we are still just food to them. You'll never be a real Muslim to an Arab. You'll never be a real Christian to a white man. You'll never be a real Democrat to real Democrats. You'll never be a real Republican to actual Republicans. You'll never be a real Buddhist to actual Asians. You'll never be a real Rasta to actual East Indians, which have nothing to do with Ethiopia. For you West Indian brothers and sisters, Rastafarianism is an East Indian custom. They don't do that in Ethiopia. The Ethiopians is in America setting up raw meat shops, grocery stores, smoke shops, churches, and tax stores, all in the black community. They not getting dreadlocks and smoking weed. They selling you weed while they open a business and get real estate licenses. You can't join another nation of people. That's a fantasy. Everything they're celebrating is about how they came up from eating you. And you must understand that. That is the root of all of their high holy days. That's why the Lord said, don't join another nation, don't marry them, don't serve their gods. Even the days of the week are dedicated to the gods of the other nations. We don't have names for the days of the week. For those of you that did not know, how many of y'all knew that? That Sunday is the worship of the sun god. That's why if you look at all the images of the icons in the Christian church, you'll see that bright halo around them. That comes from ancient Egypt, the worship of the sun, because the sun grows the crops and makes the grass grow and makes the light come out, and you can store it for solar power and electricity. You understand? How many of y'all knew that? You understand? So when the Lord says, y'all type in, give me a one if you knew that. Give me a la or a kind of one kind if you knew that. How many of y'all knew that? You knew Sunday. The sister says you knew Sunday. Thursday is Thor's day. Saturday is for Saturn. You understand? Saturnalia is also something that gets celebrated. You understand? I believe Saturnalia, what's that, for December? Saturnalia, I think it's Samhain or Samhain is for October. Saturnalia should be in December. You understand? If Yagadar knew, but that's not fair. You teach the history class. Tawabath knew. Ayun did not know. Ahmadad did not know. You understand? The gods of the other nations, they're monks. All right, Shalom, sis. The gods of the other nations, you understand? Janus for January. You understand? Febris for Februa, the she-wolf, who was the mother of Romulus and Remus, supposed to be the two white boys that created the Roman Empire. You understand? Everybody is keeping their customs and their culture. Nobody is joining everyone together. All that is a scam. That's a fantasy day. It's a scam just to hustle you. The whole purpose is to make sure that you believe in anything except obeying the Most High. You understand? So this is why the Lord says, I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. Though you offer me a burnt offering and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. The Lord said he won't accept them. And that's why he did away with the burnt and the meat offerings, you understand, and just only accept Christ now, because our people weren't obeying the Most High to begin with. And the Lord said, I'm going to do away with it and create this priesthood that's only based on serving my son, that is not restricted to one of the tribes, so that the only people who will be serving the Lord will be doing so because they love the Most High, not because there's someone coming to unalive them. That's actual brotherhood, which is we transitioning into the next part of the class to segue into these other scriptures. So give me, keep going with 22, all the way down to 24. Just read down to 24.
Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts. Verse 23. Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs.
I don't want you singing me a damn thing. The Lord said, take these songs away from me. Don't sing me no songs. We don't sing songs to Jesus. We don't sing songs to Jesus. The songs that are unlawful, even though some of you might not like rap, a lot of it's trash. Don't do anything you hear a rapper say. You can like whatever music you want. Do not follow these rappers. Do not follow these R&B singers. Don't do a damn thing that you hear some entertainer tell you to do. You want to learn what to do, get in these ISUPK classes, listen to Commander General YAHANNA. Everybody else, just jam to the music. That's all you do. Don't pattern your life after no dumb entertainer. They don't know what they're doing. They all end up dead or in jail. You understand? Keep going.
For I will not hear the melody of thy vows.
The songs that you think you're singing to me, which is the whole basis of most of Christianity, the Lord don't want any song sung to him. It's been that way for a long time. You're not singing to God. You find your song you like, you sing that song. But don't sing no song, and don't let anybody make you believe that some song is being sung to the glory of God. God hates everybody singing to him. Anyone that's saying they're singing to God or to the glory of God, they hate the Most High. And you got to transition your brain to think that versus what you have been taught that hate is. Because God has us with the definition of what he said hate is. A lot of the things, just to touch on what we were talking about a few moments ago, a lot of the things that we recognize as hate is these are things that should not be a part of everyday life or a significant period of time. These are things that when something like this happens, there's a war and thousands of people die, and everyone knows this was a one-time thing that was absolutely unacceptable. Not, oh, it was just Tuesday, or they died, people die every day, B. Stuff like that is supposed to result in a war at that time. So then everybody knows, you know what, something happened, a couple of brothers got killed on the west side, and then every surrounding city attacked that community because we don't allow murder. It was a story in the Bible, the concubine, one of the brothers, the Benjamites. Back then, the Benjamin had a real problem being sodomites. And of course, being a sodomite is also a synonymous with being an abuser of yourselves with mankind, or being a molester or a rapist or sexual assaulter. I don't know how the other way to say it. I don't know. But this happened. And then the other 11 tribes almost killed all the Benjamites, because this is not just, oh, you know, they wild over this. And no, we have brotherhood. We don't allow this. You are us. So if you did it here, these rules the Lord gave us, all of us are going to come see you about this one thing that happened, because you aren't allowed to do it. I'm not allowed to do it. He isn't allowed to do it. She isn't allowed to do it. We are a people, not individuals. You don't have your individual rights to make your own self, just figure your own life out however you want it to be. And that is so destructive. You understand? That's so destructive. Everybody trying to figure life out. Everybody has a job to do in life. There's something that you were born for. You weren't just born to figure it out and just swing for the fences. And maybe you could be an astronaut. Maybe you could be a drug dealer. Maybe you could be a stripper. Maybe you could be this. There's a place for everybody. All of this, everyone figure your life out. That's not how God set up society. That creates a bunch of confusion and an opportunity for everyone to be exploited by people who realize that life is not about choosing your own path. That's garbage. You understand? Keep going.
But let judgment run. Salaki.
There you go. Go ahead.
Verse 24. But let judgment run down as waters.
This is what the Lord wants. The Lord wants judgment to run down. Why does the Lord want judgment? Because if there isn't judgment running down, then you will think that it is acceptable for you to celebrate Halloween. You'll think it's acceptable to celebrate Thanksgiving. And then your mom will think it, and then everybody else will think it, and your life will revolve around looking forward to Thanksgiving that God hates, looking forward to Christmas that God despises, looking forward to Halloween that God despises. And you'll teach it to your children, and then before you know it, God will reject you, your children, your mama, your city, our people, and we'll all be on our own in danger, versus the actual way that God set life up, where we would all be safe because we obey God. And if we obey God, God would hurt anyone that would come to hurt us. That's the real life we are supposed to live. You understand? Keep going.
And righteousness as a mighty stream.
A righteousness is supposed to run as a mighty stream. It's supposed to be strong. It's not supposed to be weak. There's not supposed to be a couple of thousand people in a class here and there. This is supposed to be the spirit of the city, where the strength of righteousness is everyone obeying the Lord. You understand? That's what makes our people strong. We didn't become weak as a people until we stopped obeying God. That's when our families got smaller, we got weaker. That's when the cohesiveness of our cities fell apart. That's when the same brothers that were getting strong from the west to the east to the south to the 3rd Street, the 4th Street, the black, the brown, that's when we went from getting strong together to face an enemy to getting strong separately to face each other. You understand? The Lord had everything set up in such a way. You understand? Brotherhood is an almighty weapon and a gift that the Lord gave us. You understand? So, to want to drop that and take me now to Leviticus. Do I want Leviticus next, or do I want the? Drop me down to Leviticus chapter. Do I want Leviticus first? Hold on, I don't want Leviticus, bro. So, like, take me to Psalm first. Take me to Psalms chapter 133. That's what I want. Psalms chapter 133 and verse 1.
This is Psalms chapter 133, verse 1. A song of degrees of David. Behold, how good, how good and how pleasant is it for brethren to dwell together in unity.
The Lord, King David, the Lord put this on King David's spirit that said, how good and pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity, to be united, that power in brotherhood. That's a good and pleasant thing, man. King David was a warrior. He was a man of war. You understand? Going to war takes brotherhood. You can't go to war without brotherhood. You understand? And our people have war being waged on them, but we don't have any brotherhood to stand against our enemies. You turn and fight without brotherhood, you'll turn and look at your brother as your enemy. You'll spend 20 years, all the Bloods will be killing Crips. All the northern Mexicans will be fighting the southern Mexicans. The Haiti gangs from the west side will be fighting the east side. You understand? Like, it's a precious thing for brethren to dwell together in unity. All right, keep going.
Verse 2. It is like the precious anointment upon the head. Slaki. It is like the precious ointment upon the head.
It's like ointment or oil poured upon the head. Ointment upon the head. Keep going.
That ran down upon the beard. Even Aaron's
keep
beard.
Going. Like the
that
oil
went down.
that made it strong. Come on, keep going. Keep going.
That went down to the skirts of his garment.
Right, that went down to his garment. The oil to raising up a priest. That's why it's so important that Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans get in the ISUPK to become a priest of the Lord, to get in this work, get in this body, to learn and excel in the skill of wielding the weapon of brotherhood, how to deal with your brother, how to be right with your brother, how to relieve your brother, how to stand and be strong for your brother, so that in the future, there will be strength available that your nation can dwell from. Love is a resource like everything else. And there's no such thing as an infinite amount of resources. There's a finite amount of resources that are available. That's why God said he set the boundaries of the people according to the number of the children of Israel, because he gave every nation an inheritance. That's an important thing. You cannot protect your inheritance without brotherhood. You understand? Keep going. Salaki, that's it. That's it.
Verse
That's
3.
it. You understand? Like,
Okay.
that's an important thing. That's the end on that. That's an important thing. All right. What the Lord said. All right. Take me now to Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 6. As a matter of fact, I think I need 4 and 4. Should be 4 and 6.
Sir, verse 4.
Salaki, start at 1, verse 1.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 1. Now, therefore, hearken, O Israel.
Listen, Israel. Listen to this. Keep going.
Unto the statutes and unto the judgments.
The statutes and the judgments. This is how we have brotherhood. This is how we dwell in unity. We can't have unity or brotherhood without rules, without statutes, without judgments. Because if everyone is free to live the life however they so choose, you understand? And we're not living according to what the Most High said. We are living according to someone's culture. You understand? If you're not obeying the Most High, you are taking the customs of someone else. And this is something that our people don't understand, that we learn selfishly through Christianity. I'm my own individual. That garbage comes from Christian church saying you have personal salvation. You understand? That spirit of saying you got personal salvation, not only is it a very evil and an anti-God thing, it's an anti-brotherhood space. It's a very anti-brotherhood, anti-sisterhood statement that if you can personally be saved without the rest of your people, then if it's just you and God directly together, why do you need to care about anybody else? Why concern yourself? The scriptures say the whole law rests upon these. Love the Most High and love your neighbor as yourself. Like, you can't please the Most High without that formula that he set up. You understand? So the Lord is saying he taught us judgments. We were not a nation before this. We were relatives. We went into Egypt together. We lived together. We had the same names. We had the same mother and father. And this is why we're talking about this holiday fantasy garbage. Because there's a lot of family that our people have. That you cannot have family without rules. You cannot have brotherhood. You cannot have sisterhood. You cannot have love. You will not love the things the Lord wants. You will not hate the thing that the Lord hates. You won't stand for the things that God said will make you brothers and sisters. You won't stand against the things that God said will stop you from having brotherhood and sisterhood. And as a result, we can't preserve anything. We can't protect anything. We can't repair anything. This is the real life that the Lord set us up. You living your life has a responsibility to me. The way you live your life has a responsibility to reflect on me. The way you live as a sister, as a woman, is going to reflect on the rest of the sisters of your people. The way I live as a man is going to reflect on the way that the rest of the world sees the men of Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. We have a reputation, and contrary to what that garbage of personal salvation in Christianity teaches, how you behave is my reputation. That's why when you come into UPK, we are living off of Commanding General YAHANNA's reputation. And he has built a reputation, just like the Lord rose us up off of Adam's reputation. And then rose us up again off of Noah's reputation, who was a righteous man that stood with the Lord. In Abraham's reputation, in Isaac's reputation, in Jacob's reputation, in his 12 sons, and in Moses, and then Joshua, and then Samuel. These reputations is how we maintain and keep our road straight as a family. So that if even something veers off and we start to make mistakes, there's a set of rules that's recorded somewhere so that if we make it back to this road is going to get us right on the straight path of what it means to be one of us, not an Arab, not a white man, not an Asian, not an African, not an East Indian. It gets us back to who we are, which is the real life. That's why you have to fight the good fight of faith. Christians aren't fighting a fight of faith. Serving the Lord is a fight. You understand? The Bible says, debate thy cause with thy neighbor. Why? Because there's a lot of enemies to the Lord. There's a lot of people that's coming to steal from God's chosen people, to rob the children of God, who are simple, who don't know any better, who are widows, who are infants, who are children, who are fatherless, who are spoiled, who are destroyed. Someone must fight to rescue them. If there's nobody fighting, then the drug dealer will get them. Then the LGBT will get them. Then the army will get them. The navy will get them. The East Indians will get them. Islam will get them. Christianity will get them. The dumb niggas selling crystals to your woman will get them. The sage selling niggas will get them. The Pan-African people, polite will get them. They'll be scattered everywhere. And this is exactly what kept happening throughout the Bible. But it won't happen in here. That's why the Lord said, I will gather them together. I will gather them together under one head, under one name, under one king, that will drive away ungodliness from Israel. You understand? And I will appoint a head over them that will teach them the way that they should go. That is Christ. But when Christ left, he put someone in charge of the nation. You understand? That was Peter. And Commander General YAHANNA is in charge of the nation, not because he appointed himself, because the Lord appointed him. You understand? This is how we get back to fixing everything. So wherever you were reading, Mataz, I'll keep going.
Which I teach you, for to do them.
This is what you're supposed to do. I'm teaching you what to do. You're not going to figure it out however you figure it out. You're not going to make it up as you go. You're not going to read a book and the book going to say, says here that if I do such and such, they give me such amount of money to go and do a gender reassignment surgery. Maybe I'm not a man. If I do this, I can get my license and I can get a card and smoke weed. If I do this, I can shave my face and go be a congressman. Go do that now. You understand? Like this is what the Lord is saying. You understand? So that any area or gap that's missing, let's say you were brother, because we've been in captivity for hundreds of years. Let's say you were not raised with your father. Let's say you were a sister that were not raised with your mother. Let's say you were an orphan. You grew up in the shelter, or you didn't grow up with any parents at all. There has to be a system in place that someone is fighting to make sure that there's a straight road with a process, procedures, rules, resources, education, protection, and all of the things that's needed so that we can fix and cover up for whatever you miss. That's what Yagador, to seal the breaches. That whatever is missing somewhere, there's someone that's already working on it before you get here. There's someone already preparing so that when you come in here, we got a counseling department. All right, you got this and this happened to you. I understand. We got counselors over here. You got a problem with this and this? We got counseling over here. We got this. We got this here. We got a food program. We got this over here. We got this. That's building a nation. Individuals can't have a nation. If the only time that we start to fight about the importance of being family is when it's time for a holiday, thank God we got to get together and we got to fight and let's hold hands in prayer and thank the Lord for this blessed family and we all getting together. Why didn't you fight to get together last week? Why you wait till one time out the year to call your sister, call your cousin? Why? You didn't want to eat with them last month. You didn't want to tell them you loved them in August. You didn't love them in June and July. You had to wait for Thanksgiving. You didn't find out if they were depressed. You didn't find out if they were strung out on drugs. You didn't find out if they had a bad alcohol problem. You didn't find out how they were coping after you let Uncle Ronnie, Uncle Willie, I don't think there's any more Willies stillborn, Uncle Willie molest everybody. But now it's time for Thanksgiving, so there's Uncle Willie right there at the table. You understand? That's a terrible life, and God hates it, and God does not want you to be a part of that family anymore. If that family wants to be a part with you, that family will come and join the Lord's family. But it's time for us to be ejected from these families. It's time to stop pretending that the child molesting aunt and uncle is not sitting at the goddamn dinner table with grandma and mommy and all the rest of the brothers and sisters and half the people they molested. It's time to stop pretending that. Let that invitation pass you by forever. It's time to stop pretending sitting at the table that this food is not on the damn table because of drug dealing uncle that's selling all the pills and Percocets to fill this Thanksgiving Christmas dinner table and these trees with presents. Time to eject from that family. It's time to eject from them. Christ came to rip you away from that family anyway, to make you a part of the Lord's family so that we can fix all of the family you were born with, all the stuff they broke. You understand? So that you can learn the proper way to live based on what the Lord set up. You understand? So keep going.
That ye may live.
Right. If you do this, you will live. Our people are not living. Our people are surviving. Surviving is not life. We've been relegated to a life of survival by not doing these things that the Lord said. Real life is about war. Lions live a lion's life because the lions are raised how to be a lion and not how to be a buffalo. The moment you start trying to teach lions how to be a buffalo, they won't live an actual lion's life. You understand? Keep going.
And go in and possess the land which the most high power of your fathers giveth you.
We will possess the land. We can't hold on to land. We can't hold on to a neighborhood or a city anymore. Why? The Lord gave us these rules to not marry another nation, not take. Imagine if you lived in a neighborhood, and in this neighborhood you lived in, instead of Christmas and Halloween and Thanksgiving, there's brothers prepared for camp. There's a barracks here, brothers coming up having a high holy day, people walking by, the Jehovah's Witness knocking on doors. How you doing? Have you heard about the word? No. The white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. According to the Bible, blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and then they go in there, they passing by, before you know it, they don't want to be there no more. Hey, Merry Christmas. You know, we're not supposed to celebrate Christmas. The Lord is against that. Before you know it, the spirit of that evil that has found a home in that community, eventually them people is, you know what, maybe this neighborhood not for us. And before you know it, the same spirit that leaves open for evil, that before you know it, just out the blue, your son joining the gang now. Where did this come from? Your daughter joining the gang now. Where did this come from? She want to join the LGBT. Where did this come from? If there's no force fighting against evil, you are biding your time until the actual real life that the other nations of people are fighting to push their agenda. You don't have any gates or boundaries set up to fight against it. If you wait until it makes it to your door, the neighborhood has been overrun at this point. You understand? This is real life. Brotherhood addresses and attacks the problem before it makes it to burn every house down. You understand? This is the way life, God set life up. The Lord is a man of war. If we were all always on guard, there would be no slack where someone is able to come get the little one. Who would he have had to pass by that wasn't on guard before they made it to the little? All the UPK events got security. We got Shamar. We go to some event out in the woods, some big field somewhere, kids wandering around playing and everything. It's niggas in the woods at UPK events. Niggas in mass with radios, earpiece, and walkie-talkies with the judgment of the Lord waiting upon thee. You understand? Damn right. Damn right. We went to that pass. How many of y'all went to that Passover last year where they cut the power off just on our hotel? The literal, all the buildings around the hotel is on. Across the gate is a housing complex. They got lights. As soon as you get to the gate, it's no power. Yeah. You go to the traffic light at the bottom of the hill. McDonald's got power. The traffic light got power. Parking lot is out. Building is out. The floodlights is on. You understand? You understand? Well, up until about 4 o'clock in the morning, the UPK put that building under military occupation. The woods had checkpoints. No man may come or go without permission. I don't give a damn what you were. If you were in that hotel, Shamar was telling you stay in that room. You gonna stay in that room. White man, you come out in the morning. Stay in there with your family. You understand? What's good is security. Everybody back in the room. Back in the room. There's people with flashlights, you understand, and everywhere. Checkpoints. Brotherhood not only requires, say, damn right, sis, damn right. Brotherhood requires strength. You can't have brotherhood without men of war, which is why, again, the Christian church is so evil that the Lord gave us laws that an effeminate will not inherit the kingdom of heaven. That a man cannot act like a woman, cannot be an effeminate man, cannot dress like a woman, cannot be supported to think and act like a woman. And a woman is not allowed to dress like a man, act like a man, present herself as a man, carry herself as a man, behave like a man. Is not allowed to be. That will weaken the fabric of who we are. Now imagine if the same thing happened and there's a whole building full of strong, don't need no man tell me what to do. I'm me, myself, and Jesus. Long as I got Jesus, I don't need nobody else. The lights is out, all that's out the window. Jesus is not coming to make sure you're safe in your hotel room. Your phone died, that power go out. Jesus is not taking the wheel. You understand? All the song and dance, that don't matter. When that dark hits you and you don't know what that sound was and you can't see in front of your hand, you understand? You're going to understand why the Lord put a man over you. But thanks be to the Most High that the Spirit of God is in the UPK. Elder brothers and sisters and children were safe. You understand? By 5 o'clock, the power come back on. That's what a nation is. And that is the important thing. That's what brotherhood is. That's why the Lord said how pleasant it is that brethren dwell together in unity. If every man was for himself, nobody tell me what to do. I'm my own boss. You only live once. I'm a man like you a man. I put my pants on one leg at a time like you do. You know, nobody greater than nobody. We all equal. And nobody can judge me. It's me and God. You can't have brotherhood that way. Everybody got to get it how they lived it. You understand? That's what we have now as a people. That's why King David said how precious it is. Like that's a jewel. You've never been anywhere in your life where all the blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans got together. You've never been there. And everybody was safe. Nobody purse got snatched. Nobody keys went missing. No fight broke out. You can't go to elementary school with your classmates and there not be a fight break out. You understand? You can't go to high school. You can't go to the dollar store or Popeyes without a fight breaking out. You understand? Like that's the spirit of the Lord, and that's what it takes. That's the real life. You understand? So keep going, NATAZACH.
Come, verse 2. Ye shall not add unto the word which I command you.
Don't add to these words. Don't make up your own. Don't remix it. That's why when you come into the UPK, say what you're told to say. Don't say it your own way. It's Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai Barakatah. Yahweh Shamar al Athan by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Don't make up your own way. Don't put your own spin on it. Don't remix it. Say exactly what you're told to say. Don't make your own nothing. You understand? Don't change anything. That's UPK 101. Don't change anything. You understand? It says real life lost and found. If you left it, it was posted for all Israel to see and later return. Damn right. Damn right. Whose baby is this up here? Somebody yelling, mommy. Mommy, you got to teach this baby your name. You understand? You recognize this voice. Come on up here. What's your name? What's your name, sis? What's your name, sis? Debash. Anybody missing Debash? You got Debash up here. Debash is 4. You don't know where your daughter is. Come on up here. She up here. What's your name, little boy? Ra'ash. Ra'ash is up here. You missing Ra'ash? Come on up to the stage and get Ra'ash, all right? All right, no sweat. Go ahead, DJ, hit it. You understand? Like, that's real life. Where your brother got you. Your brother can relieve you. You can't get rest if there's nobody to relieve you. If you are on your own, how can you be relieved? When can you rest? You got to figure this out yourself. What's going to happen once you're gone? That's why old black men were so angry all the time. They were extremely angry. Most of them. You understand? Some of them were a little bit happier than others, but most of them, the general consensus was angry, old, and black. That's where angry black man came from. Because he was thinking about, how is this going to continue? Is this boy strong enough to continue all this fighting that I had to do? Is he going to be able to carry on this family? Have I raised him strong enough to handle the responsibilities of this house? You understand? You're not just living with your own ideas and your own thoughts and your own new age thing, and you think it's a new age way to think because you're young. There's nothing new under the sun. You understand? Nothing is new under the sun. There's important things that you have to be trained and raised up to do so that the generation before you can get rest. Nobody can rest if you are unfit to handle the responsibilities that's being handled now. Who will secure the nation? Who will secure the family? Who knows how to take care of this house? That's why the aged woman is supposed to teach a young woman the duties and responsibilities. Who gonna want? You gonna have kids with all dirty clothes? Do you know how to wash the clothes? Everybody gonna be eating burnt eggs and unseasoned fish. Do you know how to prepare the food? Do you know how to clean the carpet if there's a stain? Do you know how to put a baby to sleep? Do you know how to not get thrown up on because you shook the baby after you just fed it? These important things. Can you fight? You know how to be a man. You know when to speak. You know when to be quiet. You know what to stand for. Are you going to change your views and your morals because of what society says at the time? Do you think what you think in your mind is more important than what the Lord put in words? You figure you progressive now. You are part of the empire. You understand? You fighting for what you believe. Like, that's destructive. You understand? And Christianity leaves so many doors open for everyone to just wander into the fantasy Peter Pan world. And before you know it, at the end of all this free thinking and my progressive thoughts, and I'm in here and I want to let my voice be heard, guess what's at the end of all of that? Somebody trying to turn you into a sodomite. That's what's at the end of it. You thinking it's nice and progressive, and I don't believe in that in my own way and this and that, and you get there and it's a nigga with a dress waiting on you. You say, yeah, you progressive, right? This what you believe this. I believe that too. You believe this? Believe that too. I believe that a man should be able to choose whatever gender he want to be. Oh, wait a minute. What you talking about? That's not what, yeah, you believe this? That's what I believe. Who did you think was telling you to believe this? Who you thought was telling you you had the right to choose? Who you thought was telling you you're supposed to choose your gender identity? Who you think was telling you that you're supposed to have sex with a woman and then not be married? To tell a woman to whore herself out and have sex with multiple men and to kill her baby? An alternative lifestyle man. You align your spirit with him. You didn't know that's what you were joining because you thought you had another way that seemed right to you versus the way that the Lord said that everything ends up this way. The Lord gave us wisdom above what you can reason and think at that time. That's why he said, I taught you these rules. This is how you're supposed to live. The black people that joined that alternative lifestyle movement, they thought this would be great fun and a party. In reality, it was rich white men using your black celebrity pop star status because you dance and you hip and you this and that and you're loud and this your chance to shine. You thought it was for you. They flipped the switch at the last moment, took all the juice from the movement for the sodomites and then used it to get men in dresses peeing in the women's bathroom. That's what it was about. Nothing for you. They stole your money, took your movie, took Black History Month, got a bunch of holidays, and forgot all about you getting your head beat in at traffic stops. Why? Because you weren't supposed to do it your way. You were supposed to get in here and do it the Lord's way. You had a way that seemed right unto you. You didn't know it was death at the end of that road. We told you that you had to eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil for yourself. And I hope you can get out of that road before the sodomites get to you. You understand? You better get in here. It's going to be hell in 2025. Lord knows what's getting ready to happen. You understand? We prepared for it. I don't know what you were doing in the world. You better get in here. You understand? But keep going.
Neither shall ye diminish aught from it.
Don't take and make nothing away from it. Don't make it smaller. If the Lord said this is to be done for 7 days, damn it, it's 7 days. If the Lord said sundown, it's sundown. The Lord said 24 hours, it's 24 hours. You understand? If the Lord said the Sabbath is Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, you don't get to make it be Sunday. Don't change nothing. Who the hell are you? The Lord set these rules in place. You don't get to make up stuff as you go. The Lord already made it. You are born here. Get in your goddamn place. There's a place for you to be woman. There's a place for you to be man. There's a place for you to be child. There's a place for everybody. Get in your goddamn place. You out of place somewhere, end up getting hurt, getting lost, getting shot, getting kidnapped, getting abused. Get in your place. The Lord made a place. You understand? Keep going.
That ye may keep the commandments of the Most High your power, which I command you.
Keep these commandments which the Lord command you. I'm commanding you. I'm giving you an order. You understand? All right. Skip down to verse 4.
Verse 4? Con.
Yep. Give me verse 4.
Con, verse 4. But ye that did cleave unto the Most High your power are alive, every one of you this day.
You said whoever obeyed the Lord, you still alive. Give me Salaki. Take me up to verse 3. Read 3 anyway.
Con, verse 3. Your eyes have seen what the Most High did because of Baal Peor.
Baal Peor.
Baal Peor.
You seen what the Lord did. You're supposed to see what the Lord did. You seen what's happening to these alternative lifestyle people. You seen what's happening in these churches. You seen how everybody worship Eddie Long and worship T.D. Jakes. And now all the stories from what the prophets of God have been telling you that all of your Christian preachers are child abusers. All of these stories is coming out decades later. And you worship all your musicians and your singing idols and your Michael Jackson, which the world is still not believing that he was a horrible child molester. And R. Kelly and all the rest of your Hollywood and your glitz and glamours. You want to get in that entertainment world and worship your superstars. And then you see LeBron James dressed up as a damn sexy maid outfit at the Diddy party. You understand? Like, you're going to learn to obey the prophets of the Lord. You're seeing what's happening. You see what happens to drug dealers. They get life in prison or they die in their 20s. You see what happens. You choose a gangster's life. And most of your gangster friends are all dead if they're not in prison forever. You understand? You see what happens when you live that life. You're getting drunk, you're skipping school, you're getting high. As you grow up and progress in life, you'll see that those kids that you saw, they go Tavon out there skipping school, Tavon out there thugging, Tavon stealing cars. They go Nate and Tavon. Damn, Tavon was 15. Damn, that was my man too. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to Tavon. You seen what's happening. These things don't happen for no reason. The Lord wants you to see this, but you can't see it without the prophets of God to teach you what's happening before your eyes. You need that. That's why the Lord said, gather yourselves together. You're supposed to be in here so we can show you. You don't know what you see. You understand? Keep going.
For all the men that followed Baal Peor, the Most High thy power hath destroyed them from among you.
Them men got destroyed. Remember how many people were selling crack cocaine in the 80s and the 90s? Some of y'all might be too young to remember. You understand? Remember crack cocaine in the 80s and the 90s? Everybody. Wet and soft and heroin, diesel, blue magic, black tar, cheese. That blue magic was hell in D.C. It was hell all up and down the coast. They called it Ready Rock. Bags of krills shaking up. It was everywhere. Everybody's selling. All in Richmond, all in Baltimore, D.C., Philly, New York, all the way down the coast. People ODing and wigging out and running in the streets and stripping and getting crazy and prostituting themselves, and then AIDS exploded. Sharing needles, hepatitis exploded, the gun violence, murder exploded. Prostitution exploded. Drug babies exploded. The Lord said you should have seen that. That's why the Bible says, consider the years of many generations. Consider the years of generations where the city chose to accept a lifestyle that is against God. Suffer not a witch to live. God puts drug dealers who are witches, he takes their life away. Whether they're 14 and 15, whether they're 24, 34, 34, 44. The Lord destroys them. You understand? Like the Lord want us to see these things. You went off and went to war and joined Esau's military and traveled across the world in the army and the Marines, fighting in Vietnam and Korea and Desert Storm and all those places. The Lord did not approve of that. Soldiers come back home and get lynched and beat and whipped and all kind of things in their military uniform because the Lord did not approve of that. See how you chose the lifestyle of being a Christian and being into politics and your family fell apart. Your sons and daughters all hate each other. They don't talk to each other. That's why everybody's fighting right now, preparing for Thanksgiving. Go outside and you'll hear the fights, the arguments, the car wrecks, gunshots going off, people fighting. Your mama invited your baby daddy to the Thanksgiving. You in there with your new man. All kind of hell drama breaking off. Your aunts fighting each other, pulling knives on each other, cussing each other out. That ain't your real daddy. Mama should have aborted you. All, you understand, the gloves coming off. Because the Lord don't want us to trick ourselves into thinking we are part of this empire. You are part of a world that needs to be fought and built for. That's what we're doing in the UPK. You fighting to keep the Lord's laws, statutes, and commandments every day. Every day you don't smoke weed. Every day you don't eat pork. Every day you don't choose an alternative lifestyle. Every day you sisters don't realize how much power you have in the earth. That's why the Lord never allowed, never approved of you being on your own, because someone else will galvanize the power that the Lord put in you as a woman that is supposed to be under the authority of a man that is tied to you forever. Otherwise, someone will use you up for what you have to offer, and you'll end up with nothing while they reap 100% of the benefits. That's why Pharaoh wanted to kill the male children, because if he can have an empire with all of our sisters, they'd run his courts. They'd run his federal buildings. They'd run his Department of Agriculture and do his payroll and his dry cleaning and make life wonderful while her life is absolutely in shambles. You understand? Like that's why the Lord set it up that way. In the kingdom, all that's going to be over. You won't be on your own figuring out life no more. You're going to have an army of help. You're going to have sons and daughters and sisterhood and brotherhood. You won't be out somewhere trying to figure out what's the shortest distance to get through this traffic. Where's the nearest rest stop? You understand? You on your cycle, still got to go out and work and get stuff done. I mean, all of that nonsense, that's not what the Lord set up. That ain't what the Lord set up. Sisters was having children with a whole nursery team helping them raise their children. We in captivity, a sister raising babies by herself. Says you don't realize it's supposed to be a whole task force helping you raise that baby. Supposed to have an aunt, a sister here, some helpmate sisters, sisters down, eating together, sharing recipes, everybody hair getting good, everybody, all the special smells and super body creams and all of this old stuff. They get you get all the women's stuff. I don't know what the hell it is, but all that stuff that y'all giving all the money to the Chinese man for, y'all that sisterhood night and day. You understand? All of this sitting in traffic, you in the office building, everybody nervous around you. You understand? They can't say hi to you a certain way. They got sexual harassment lawsuits. All of this kind of everybody uncomfortable and afraid in the wrong bathroom. Somebody done ate my sandwich. My creamer is gone. The damn coffee maker's broke. The school is calling me. My son cutting up. My daughter done got in a fight. All of that is over. This is not real life. This is not how God designed life. That ain't real life. That's captivity. You understand? None of this is how. We fighting to build our world without end. This gonna end. Ain't gonna be none of that. You understand? All of that's hell. The Lord don't ever want us to pretend that we're not in hell. He wants us to acknowledge it and prepare for it and strengthen each other like our lives depend on it. My life depends on your strength, sister. Your life depends on my strength, brother. Because if I fall weak now, when Kanak grows up at 5 and 6 to be 20, there won't be any strength for him to inherit. You understand? He won't have any strength to inherit. All the young brothers and sisters, Sister Shelley won't have any strength to inherit. If we fall weak now, in 10 years, she won't have any strength to inherit. She's going to have to figure it out on her own, unless someone is fighting here to build a nation for them to inherit. Ikashwan won't have anybody to be strong for them. Zakai won't have anybody to be strong for him, unless somebody is fighting now that one day they'll be able to relieve us. That's brotherhood. They're preparing to relieve us because somebody is preparing for them to inherit what we've been fighting for. That's brotherhood and sisterhood. We all individuals, everybody got to make it up as they go. You understand? Or there's already something waiting for them. The Lord called that an inheritance. You understand? This is how it's done. It's how we had to do it the first time. It's how we're going to have to do it all over again. We're doing the same thing. Every time we come back, you're born right into life. Just like everything else that is born, they already have a program inside of them as to what they're supposed to do. From the fish to the birds to the sharks to the cats to everything has a program that the Lord already set up. That's brotherhood. Our records are here. This is how we do it. Keep reading.
Verse 4. But ye that did cleave unto the Most High your power are alive, every one of you this day.
You obey the Lord, you're going to live. You alive, every one of you this day. You seen them die. They disobeyed the Lord. They're gone. Don't do what they did. Keep going.
Verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments.
I taught you rules and judgments.
Even as the Most High my power commanded me.
The Lord commanded me to teach you these things, and that's exactly what I taught you. Keep going.
That ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it.
Wherever we go, this is how we're supposed to carry ourselves. This is how we're supposed to do it. This is how it's supposed to be done. This is what we're supposed to do. Everywhere we go, these rules will automatically establish us. And over time, wherever we went, the Lord gave us favor. He gave our forefathers favor with wherever we went, and we ended up with more. Abraham went somewhere, he ended up with twice the cattle once he left because the Lord was with him. Jacob went somewhere, he ended up with 7 times the amount of whatever he had when it was time to leave. He came with just him and himself. The Lord blessed him. The cattle multiplied, the horses multiplied, his family multiplied. He left with servants, with wealth, with cattle, with horses, with wives, children. That's what it means to stand with the Most High. Keep going.
Verse 6. Keep therefore and do them.
Right. Keeping these laws and doing them will make us wise. It'll automatically set us up with our own system. If we obey the Lord and we kept what was in these scriptures, when we moved to a new city, we would have started a garden and farm, which is exactly what we did when we left the South. And the more and more we became integrated, we started putting stupid flowers in our yard. Instead of greens and potatoes and tomatoes and corn, we started growing flowers to look at, like white women. You understand? So, Lockie, if there's any sisters you like to grow flowers, there's no sin growing flowers. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not unlawful. The flowers are nice and wonderful. Your garden is wonderful, sister, wherever you are. But when we went somewhere, we set up a food source. They had to pass laws that there was no animals in the city limits because we would keep backyard chickens. We would keep a backyard goat. Why? Because the goat, you get milk. You take the milk, you turn the cheese. You get the wool, you make a garment. You understand? This is what we did all throughout the Bible. This made us self-sufficient. I didn't need you to sell me clothes and drawers and socks at the store. Why? Because the aged woman taught all the young women how to sew, how to slaughter animals, how to cook. We didn't need you to feed us. I'm raising chicken. I got chicken in my backyard. I got greens in my backyard. I got cucumber vines all around the backyard with potatoes and a trellis with string beans and snap peas. I don't need you to feed me. You understand? Like, this made us self-sufficient. Serving God make us self-sufficient as a people. We don't rely on another nation because it's in our rules. If you got wealth, you're supposed to set up fields of food so that your people can come and eat there. This is what's in our law. Soon as we got to Egypt, the Lord started telling Moses, set up suburbs for this, set up cities for this, set up this city, plant the apple trees, get the agriculture going over here. This land is for the grazing of the cattle. Who got this much family? How big is his family? Move that family over there, get that land. We start dividing up the resources that we have. And then this rules keep us a people. This makes us automatically be attached to each other. You understand? Even if I don't see you. That's why we go somewhere, the UPK, we end up in Texas. The brotherhood and sisterhood in Texas is the same one you left with in Virginia. We go to Baltimore, it's the same in Baltimore. We go to the UK, it's the same in the UK. We go down to Trinidad and Haiti, it's the same there. Trinidad and Haiti come here to DC to Philly, it's the same here. This is the spirit of the Lord to make us a people. Even though we in hell, when we amongst each other, we got brotherhood and sisterhood. The kingdom is within you. It's a part of who you are. It is who you are. We've been living this stupid fantasy world chasing holidays. The Lord had this prepared for us every day. And we forfeited every day having the kingdom to the what is it, the third Thursday of every whatever. All your aunts hate each other. Your mother wishes she had kept that career going. She didn't need all them daughters. She didn't want all of y'all. She maybe one of your brothers she wanted. Them other brothers, she ain't planning on that. She had a good disc going, and it just happened. She low-key resent some of y'all because she could have done so much better in life if you weren't so expensive. You understand? Don't fall for this holiday garbage. Keep going.
For this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations.
This is what makes you wise and understanding. The nations will see that you're understanding because of these rules that you have. They see that you understanding because you setting up a sandwich shop. And your menu is not as big as their menu because they got money from being Chinese and not having to go into slavery. And America will give them loans and grants that they won't give to your people. And guess what will happen? They're going to notice that nobody comes to buy any food from them, even though they got twice as much on their menu. And you know what they're going to realize? They're going to realize that I can't eat off of these people. And they're going to pack up and go. And then we're going to open up another business in that building, or we're going to continue to support this place. And all the heathen will know I can't prey on these people. The black shoemaker who lived in the community, he's never going to run out of feet to make shoes for because we all need shoes. And if you want to sell shoes in this neighborhood, you better make sure a good amount of that cut goes to Rollo and Man and JJ and Mr. Evans and Mr. Stone and Mr. Smallwood. You understand? Something might happen to you if a proper chunk ain't being broke off. You understand? We ain't advocating no violence, but straightening got to be done. You understand? Straightening don't get straight on its own. Straightening gets straightened out. You understand? Something got to happen. That's how stuff get done. Every nation understands this. They're not gonna let you exploit or rob them. You understand? We got the spirit from Christianity being full with the damn holiday season to just be willfully violated and robbed. You're not gonna come here and set up shop, not being one of us, and take 100% of the wealth and the resources away. You're gonna go home light today. You're gonna come back and start off light as well. And if you want to stay here, you're going to make sure that you have a regular set of donations prepared for this community, or you're going to set up business in another community, light. You understand? And that's what happened. You know who understood that? Chinese, the Arabs, the Africans, the East Indians, the Irish, the Italians. And then America respected them and gave them their own industry so that they can run themselves. America used to respect us as a people before we joined them. We got rid of our beards, got rid of our braids, got rid of our bushes, started wearing hats on top of our hair, started changing the way that we speak, started changing our names, changing our gods, and joining their political process. We didn't have no political affiliations nowhere. We were on the black side of town, owning stuff, building stuff, breaking stuff, running stuff. Telling them, you better treat us better or you'll get none of this colored labor. And the Latinos is over here with us too, and so are the Native Americans. And you better come right, or we're going to continue to build more HBCUs and make more doctors, and y'all going to die without our science or without our sisters' brains to put y'all in Mars and on NASA and be the supercomputers. And eventually you're going to be forced to deal with us right. And then we're going to take all the resources you give us and take it back to the black side of town. And you're going to be forced to deal with us right or forfeit everything we do for you. And it was going to be struggles along the way. And it was going to be heartache along the way. And we was going to have to eat oatmeal instead of steak sometimes. But eventually we were going to be alike partakers of the same good and evil. And we would have never been raised to be at each other's throat for survival. We would have been living together and our status would have elevated together and we would have fallen together. We would have rose again together. That's what the Lord was teaching us. That's what brotherhood is. The Christian church teaches you serving God and life is about good times. That's what fake Israelites talk about. That's why one of my favorite scriptures in the Bible is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18 and verse 10. And we're going to be alike partakers of the same good and evil. You understand? Not just good. You can't tell who's your friend in good times. Everybody's here for good times. The evil makes you your friend. That's when you find out who's still here. And everything is on fire and half of it's burned down. That's where your friends are. We're not in here for good times. Good times are wonderful, but that's not why we're here. You understand? That's why a ton of marriages fail. Everything is about a good time and happiness, like a goddamn child. Everyone must be happy. Everything must be smiles and giggles and sunshine, and that's not real life. The rain makes mud. Rain also makes flowers, makes the crops grow. But rain will make a flood. Rain will make mud. Rain makes mildew. Rain makes your brakes slip. You understand? Rain make you fall. Rain make a flood. Water get in your nose, get in your eyes, might burn your lungs. You understand? But it's still needed to make the grass grow and the crops grow and the trees grow to make the forests. Right. This real life, this was in the Bible. It's no song, it's no dances, it's not a holiday, it's no naked babies with wings, no choir rehearsal. This is the Lord wanted to raise us a people, not suckers and individuals. You understand? So where you at, Natasha? You should be done that. Drop that Deuteronomy, a wise and understanding people. This would automatically make us a great nation. Let's see.
So like I said, there was a little bit left in that scripture.
There's a little bit left. Go ahead.
Kind. Which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
This great nation is a wise and understanding people. They're so wise and understanding. They know things. They understand things better. Once you come into the UPK, you come into the truth, and you stop saying what the average Black or Latino is saying, the nations will hear you speak, and they'll say, you are so wise. Why did you learn this? Oh my God, you know so much. How do you know so much? How old are you? Where are you from? Where's your family? The wisdom and the reputation of the Spirit of the Lord, we be like, damn, who is this? Who? Let me stop driving my car to turn around to see who the hell is in my back seat and kill everybody in the damn lift. You understand? Because you are sons of the power. You are prince of the power. Not that garbage that's in their culture. You the real thing. We're like, oh, well, I'll be damned. Or what the hell kind of black man are you? What kind of Latino are you? Well, you know a lot about a lot. You learn this in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under Commanding General YAHANNA, where we teach that blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are God's chosen people, and that the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. That's what we learn. Oh, but you are so wise. This is great. I will tell my family of you. I'm great to meet you this day. You understand? They all happy and everything, you know. They be glad for like they did come across Christ at the well. That's how the woman felt with Christ. Now imagine if Christ told her, yeah, woman, I know that our people don't get along, but I really love everybody. So, you know, what the hell? Let's sit and have a drink together. Let's take a couple of photos. She would have been like, oh, I thought you was somebody special. He told her, no, we don't have nothing to do with each other, but my service is gone. So pull me up a drink, bro. But all right, well, damn, I'll get you a drink. Rough ass nigga. All right, yeah, here's your drink. All right. Damn, Dolomite at the well. All right. You understand? She left there with some respect and you understand, and a story to tell. She came across the man. You understand? Well, the earth would look at you like the man. You was the man. You were always the man. God made you the man. He gave you see these fringes here? You see how bad these fringes are? God gave us this culture. You walking around somewhere and the damn fringes swinging everywhere. God gave us this culture. You understand? Why you think they get in that boxing arena? They put them fringes on their pants. They braid up their hair when they getting in there to rumble. That's your culture. That's you. You the prince of the power. You the salt of the earth. That's you. You understand? But if the salt loses its flavor, how's the world gonna get its season? We gotta get back right. You understand? Take me to Matthew 5. Matthew 5 and 13, man. There's a key to unlock who the Lord made us to be, and it's wonderful, man. You brothers and sisters being born and getting a chance to be raised up in the truth, you got an amazing thing in the earth that the Lord has done for you. It's an amazing thing. Was it 5 and 13? I think it's 5 and 13. Like, thanks be to the Most High that you brothers and sisters get, you understand? Give me that 5. Give me that 5 and 13.
Oh, Khan. This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 13. Ye are the salt of the earth.
The Lord said, you are the salt of the earth. You give the world its flavor. That's who you are. You above all of this. And guess what happens? If you stop celebrating Thanksgiving, the world would turn on Thanksgiving. The world would turn on. See, the things of the Lord are not respected because the people of the Lord don't honor him. You understand? If we honored the Most High and turned on Thanksgiving, they'll be reconsidering Thanksgiving altogether. They were like, you know what? The other nations would hear these words and they would hear you and they would say, you know what? This is a damn dishonorable day. I don't want nothing to do with this. I don't want nothing to do with this. I told heathens this, and the heathens said, I never knew that. I'd be damned if we ever celebrate it again. And I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry. I did not know this is what it was for. I'm going to get home and tell my wife, and we ain't never going to celebrate this damn Thanksgiving again. I apologize. I've had heathens tell me that to my face. I did not know what this was. That's not what they told us. But thank you. We will not be celebrating that. You understand? And then the Lord get honor in the earth because his children get their respect back in the earth. Like your reputation, the reputation for how you live your life is directly attached to your father. You understand? That's why don't nobody respect a bunch of women running their mouth all the time. That's why when you hear the news stories, there's always a bunch of sisters in front of the camera running their mouth. There's a man nowhere in sight. Don't nobody respect a bunch of mamas running their mouth. I think that ain't right. And we got to get down there and this and that. Nobody want to hear a bunch of as much as we love you. Nobody wants to hear you running your mouth. Not on the news, not on the Senate floor in Congress, all them loudmouth sisters down here, and this and that. And this is how in Section 5, and this is white men sitting in here. Oh my God. I do not want this is why I don't go home to my own wife. This broad, and I got my degree and I went to school. And I remember when I was 7. And back in 1995, in the bill, and this is the God, would she tell her that this is for white men? God damn it. Let's adjourn. Get out of here. Get a lunch. I need a drink. Did not come to work for this. I got a white man job to sit in a room with white men to discuss the white man's empire. I did not come to work for this diversity, equity, inclusion to get a lesson about Martin Luther King and the civil rights and hear about your grandfather with money in the couch and you like Grey Goose. To understand why you sleeping with your colleagues. I don't want to hear this. Can we get back to being white again? Like, goddamn, like nobody wants to hear you running your mouth. Don't nobody respect nothing that's being said to, for, and about the Black community until Black men are speaking. any other race of people, you don't see no bunch of women doing all the damn talking. You understand? That's why the more sisters you see on the news, they have more news stories with sisters on the news. You see a man on the news, you don't see the East Indian woman all on the news. You don't see the African women all on the news. You don't see Mei Ling all on the news. You don't see Su Young and Ho Kim. They're not all on the news. You know why? Because there's a man somewhere regulating that community. And he's not gonna let his woman run her goddamn mouth all on the internet everywhere. Otherwise, how could we respect Danny Wong if he can't control Su Young? How would we respect him if his woman is everywhere running her goddamn mouth? You understand? Putting that Moabite tail all in the camera everywhere. How can anybody respect him? Well, your behavior makes people not respect you, not respect black men, not respect black children, not respect black elders. You understand? That's why we have to increase and change the reputation of who we are as a people. And I say black, of course, we're talking about blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. You understand? We have to rebuild our reputation as a nation. That's why the Lord said these laws would make you appear to be a wise and understanding people before the nations. They would see you and say, every time we see one of them, I know they respect them. I know they different. Them ain't the ones in the purple, them the other ones. They be in order. Them ain't the ones with the t-shirts on, with the broom fur at the bottom of the t-shirt. Them the ones in the black. Them the rough ones, them the real ones. You understand? Like that's the reputation. To keep going.
But if the salt have lost his savor, wherewith shall it be salted?
If the salt lost its savor, where is it going to be salted? You were supposed to be the one full of flavor. You're supposed to have the flavor. You're not supposed to be the one that sell out or go pop. You're supposed to be the flavor, the strong one, the one with the strength and the power, that know how to talk, that know how to move, that know how to survive, know how to operate, know how to regulate. So you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be the one that she got the skills. Like, oh my gosh, we hungry. What are we gonna do? Oh, it's a sister over there. It's a black woman. It's a Hispanic. I see a abuela over there. Okay. All right. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Sis, don't worry about it. I'm already on it. I got something in the oven, got some stuff in the refrigerator. Let's get this here. We get everybody fit. Y'all wash y'all hands. Give me about 20 minutes. We get all right. Great. I was getting ready to go rob somebody. Thank you. You understand? Yeah, just as a sidebar, most of the people is in the city committing crimes because nobody's at home fixing any food. You understand? 3 wings and fries, that's robbery food. That's robbery food. If I got to eat 3 wings and fries more than a couple of nights out the week because there's no woman in the house making food, I might start gangbanging. You understand? That's how it starts. You understand? For you sisters that don't make home cooked food for your kids, and they eating steak and cheese sandwiches and getting the 3 for $5 and the 5 for $5s from Wendy's and McDonald's, you're gonna end up raising a damn gang member. Start making food. Food is a part of family and home. Everybody in the street looking for something to eat. They're not at home having an actual family. They're looking for a family. You understand? That's just as a sidebar. All right. So keep going.
It is thenceforth good for nothing.
If you lose your flavor, it's good for nothing. Think of how much sauce and flavor. You poor young brothers and sisters, if you are under, I would say 24. If you are under 24 and you don't have no real uncles that got actual gray hair, not all black beard, black-headed uncles. If you don't have no real black Latino uncles that's got actual gray hair, you don't really know what black and Latino music is. You didn't really get to experience us when we still had our soul intact, hitting the notes. You hearing, run a train and we smoking weed in the car and pop a Percocet and, me and the boys gonna gang up on a broad and B, you can go if you don't want to. You ain't never experienced Midnight Train to Georgia. You didn't really get your soul. You got no, I'd rather live in his world than be without him in mine. She really had the soul of what it means to be one of us. You didn't had the soul that the white man tried to make an identity for us after they gentrified our music and turned us into criminals and living their type of lifestyle. You didn't get to let's stay together forever, where your grandparents met as teenagers and stayed together for the next 70 years. You understand? Like they really stole the flavor out of us. A lot of the cuisine and stuff around the world comes from our people. All that tomatoes and stuff, they try to swear the Italians make tomatoes. Tomatoes come from Mexico. Issachar made the tomatoes. White men from Spain exported that tomato back to Europe. That does not come from the white man. Potatoes come from Asher. You understand? Down in South America, not the Irish, not the Europeans, not Russet or Idaho. They come from Asher down in South America. You understand? Like the actual soul and culture of the trumpets, of the jazz, of the blues, when they come and slide out together, and they hit the notes together, and they hitting this and the singing and the spinning and the twirls and having together and building a family, making sure that you stay strong. The uncle teaching your nephew how to fight, teaching you can't walk like that. Put that purse down. They preparing the next generation to not end up being like mommy. They ain't letting no woman run her mouth and take over everything, because eventually, if she get in charge, the next generation gonna act like her. They're not gonna be able to contain their emotions. They're not gonna be able to contain how they feel at the moment. They're gonna act exactly how they feel at the moment, and before you know it, they're gonna be killing each other. They can't fight and be friends. We gotta fight and be enemies to the death. King Von said, I'm not trying to squash no beef. We into it until you die. We can't just fight and be friends afterward. That's an effeminate thing. We was able to fight and then be friends afterward. Most of the people that joined the Crips, just as a sidebar, is probably not the best example, but the people that ended up joining was after they ended up fighting with the Crips. And then after they finished fighting, they say, rather than us just fight again, you a warrior, I'm a warrior, well, damn it, let's get together, let's do it. Now, it was on the left-hand side, and it was wrong, and it didn't come out to be anything good for our people, but we had a better spirit about ourselves. And the more and more we got joined to another people, the worse and worse we became. You understand? That's why the Lord said, gather yourselves together, O nation not desire. But the Lord said, if we lose our Savior, it's henceforth good for nothing. We were the cuisine. White people know how to cook no food. You were the sweet tea. You the one that took sugar and put it in water and squeezed some lemons in there and made lemonade. White people didn't come up with that. The Bible teaches you fine flour mingled with oil, that frying the meat and putting it in the baking pan and cakes and pans. That don't come from Sarah Lee. That don't come from Mrs. Butterworth, or what's the other white one? Marie Callender's. That don't come from her. That come from Jamisha. You understand? That come from Mabel Ann. You understand? That come from us. You understand? Like we done lost our flavor as a people. And this is exactly what Christ was talking about. You understand? Keep going.
But to be cast out.
But to be thrown away. That's what's being done. We're being thrown away everywhere. They making a show. They put 10 sisters in the house. They get them drunk. They let them fight. They let them whore themselves out. Like you was the woman that had the flavor. You were the modest apparel. You were the one dressed properly. You were the one making the fly garments and all kind of ribbons and stuff with all kind of colors and different head wraps and dresses. Them not the Hamites. The Hamites wasn't known for that. The Hamites wasn't wearing clothes. They wasn't washing or bathing or smelling good. The only time the Hamites started doing that is once we lived in their land. Then they was like, I can be here and smell like these animals that's running around, or I can smell like her. Nice and sweet and soft. I can have this old jungle foot, or I can soak my feet in some of these sweet roses and stuff, and I can be soft and tender and delicate. You understand? Oh, maybe that's what a woman is supposed to be. Maybe if you washed regularly and bathed regularly and did something with that mop on top of your head, oh, wow. So this is what a woman is. And then before you know it, the white woman is washing and bathing. You understand? The African woman is washing and bathing. The Arab woman get from up underneath that bedspread and wash and bathe, put the bedspread back on, cover up. Before you know it, the world gets civilized. They getting flavor from you. They getting dances and moves and rhythm from you, and cuisine from you, and righteousness and modesty from you. You understand? We are the flavor and the salt of the earth. That's who you are. Keep going.
And to be trodden underfoot of men.
And we getting stepped on under men. They getting trodden under the foot. Keep going.
Verse 14. Ye are the light of the world.
We give the world its light, its flavor, everything. From the home security system to the cell phone, the high-speed internet, the fiber optic cables for the internet, for the HDMI cords, the caller ID. It was some older sister that made the submarine. Some old black woman made the design for one of the damn nuclear submarines. Some old sister, some old church lady came up with the schematics and the design for some damn naval submarine back in the day. Like everything, these laptops, black men made laptops and video game consoles and ICBM computer and color swatches for colors, all the different colors you see on your computer screens. Brothers made that. The Latino brother made the color TV. You understand? All of these things, the Lord said we are great to the world, that by us not being separated, we don't get any of the credit and we don't get the strength that would be needed that every other race of people builds upon to make something great for their future generations, to keep them fight, to keep them stable, to keep them strong. That's why serving the Lord is our identity. That's why it says to fight the good fight of faith. It's a fight. It's a battle. You understand? Keep going.
A city that is set on an hill cannot be hid.
The Lord said we are a city that's built on a hill. We set up in a high place so that they would be able to see us. They can see what we're doing. They can see our accomplishments. See us as the wise and understanding people. They go into the other nations of people trying to get wisdom from them. That's why they having all kind of problems. They trying to renegotiate the tax agreements, problems with the trade, problems with all this stuff here. They're trying to restructure everything because the people that the Lord gave the true wisdom to, we jammed up. You understand? Keep going.
Verse 15. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel.
Men don't light a candle and hide it. You light a candle and then try to hide it under a bushel. The whole damn bushel gonna go up in flames. You understand? You don't set something on fire then try to hide it. That's what the Lord said. Keep going.
But on a candlestick.
You put it on a candlestick set in a high place so that not only can it give off its light, but if you don't mess around and burn the hell out of yourself or burn something else up, you're going to put it somewhere in its proper place. And right now, we are not put in our proper place as a people. And that's what the Lord He want us to get in our mind. This is not the proper place we're supposed to be. We're fighting to get back to that proper place. You understand? Keep going.
And it giveth light unto all that are in the house.
That light is going to be given to everyone. Everybody's going to see that light. Right now, our people is not getting the proper light. That's why everybody is able to influence us. That's also why when the ISUPK, we go somewhere, we don't let nobody speak. We let you speak just long enough so that everybody can see you don't know what the hell you're talking about, and we're going to make a video out of you to teach everybody else why no one should say anything and everyone should listen to us. And by us, I mean Commander General YAHANNA. You don't know anything. Your pastors don't know anything. Your mama doesn't know anything. Your daddy doesn't know anything. Your imam doesn't know anything. And we know absolutely everything. And you should be in here learning from us. You understand? You should be learning from Commander General YAHANNA. That will fix all of the problems. You understand? Keep going.
Verse 16. Let your light so shine before men.
Let your light shine. Men are supposed to see let your light shine. They're supposed to see that. They're supposed to see that. They're not seeing it right now. You shining doing drill music, rapping about killing each other for 10 years and then end up dead at 25. That's the light that's shining. hoes and OnlyFans and thotting and gangsters and you know, like that's not the light that the Lord created for us. That's not our life. That's not our identity. That's not how it's supposed to be. Us turning back to the Lord will fix everything. It won't be overnight, but it will fix stuff. You get your problems worked out. You get over your anxiety. You get over all your problems. We get you off of drugs. We get you off your drinking problem. We help you get over all the abuse happened to you as a child, watching your friends get killed, not knowing your daddy, your uncle, your bad boyfriends, your mama's babysitters, being lied to at church, living in the shelter, growing up in the ghetto, you being in church with TD Jakes hitting on you, like we found out at the damn radio show. We help you get over all of that. Get you nice and strong and cleaned up and fixed. Put the spirit of the Lord in you, and you can throw that whole damn life away. Get rid of all of it. You don't need it any damn way. It ain't doing nothing but making you an alcoholic. It ain't doing nothing but making you a drug addict. What did it do? You learn how to read, write, talk, go to the bathroom, feed yourself, and then struggle to forget all the trauma and horror that you done had the rest of your life. Throw that damn life away. From the time your friend gave you your first Molly, from the first time that they gave you your first cigarette that you struggled to quit for the rest of your life, the first time you took your first bump of cocaine, the first time you sold your first bag of dope, the first time you got arrested and went to prison, all of it, throw that whole damn life away. Watching your abusive parents, your stepfather beating the hell out your mother cursing out your daddy, you being held for ransom for child support money, the nigga that had sex with you threw you away, now you're raising a baby by yourself, you're visiting your kids in jail. Throw that damn life away. That life depressing as hell. You're trying to have a happy family celebration when a quarter of the damn family is sitting in jail. Uncle Leroy in jail. Your daddy in jail. You're trying to send your mama a happy Thanksgiving card through the goddamn correctional facility. She taking a Thanksgiving picture in jail with the rest of the girls in the lockup. And you try to send a picture of the damn grandkids talking about happy Thanksgiving on a postcard. Throw that damn life away. It makes us crazy. It makes us schizophrenic. It drives us to drink. It drives us to drugs. It makes us hate each other. We can't make good, solid decisions. It's a bunch of goddamn mess. Throw that life away. Christ died to give you a brand new life, not to still try to live that life and be in the truth. Throw that life away. Get rid of that life. Become somebody different. And we give you another name already. You got a new name, don't you? Be her. Be him. Get rid of that old life. Every day, let that old life die. Let it die. Eventually, they won't recognize you. You'll be a whole nother person. They won't remember who the hell you were. You'll have a whole nother life. That's what Christ died for. That's the purpose. That's the point. That's why you're in here. You'll start over with the family that the Lord intended for you to have. And in here, unlike in the world, we are going to be alike partakers of the same good, meaning we are all going to celebrate and champion and thrive together, and evil. We're all going to hurt and suffer and cry and be in pain together. You can't have that and have our precious holidays where everyone has to pretend that everything is fine. We don't do that in here. You understand? Keep going.
That they may see you, that they may see your good works.
They're going to see your
and
good works. They're going to see the thing. Go ahead.
And glorify your Father which is in heaven.
They're going to glorify the Most High because they see the good works that you're doing. They see you're not shooting up the neighborhood anymore. They see you're not robbing and scamming people. You're not doing credit card frauds and scams. They're going to see that you're doing good works. You're doing food programs here in the UPK. They're going to see you feeding the homeless, healing the sick, and having all kind of counseling and programs. They're going to see that unlike the rest of our people, more and more, it's just like black people giving up weed. It's like blacks and Latinos is giving up Percocets. Seems like I'm seeing less and less sisters that agree with abortion and OnlyFans. They talking about that they being wives and mothers over here. They ain't talking about ruling over no man. They saying they want a Lord to rule over them. That's what they saying. They ain't looking to go 50-50 with no man. They looking to have a head over them to tell them yes and no. That's what they looking for. It's a new woman raising up in the earth today. This is different. You understand? Like they gonna see this is a wise and understanding people. I see this old loudmouth broad here with all her kids in jail, and this sister over here being quiet with her husband. And look, they not in jail. They ain't on Maury and on the news talking about why they did this to my son. You understand? Like they getting their stuff together over there. Let me find out what y'all do. What y'all believe in over there? Y'all said y'all Israelites? Okay. Well, what is an Israelite? Can I be an Israelite? Hell no. You cannot be one of us. That's what Nehemiah told them. No, you can be over there and be proud and leave all your money in this bucket. You cannot join us. You can't. Like, share, and subscribe and empty your bank account. But you cannot join us. No. That's the damn right. That's what you tell the heathen. Can't join us. You can donate. You can donate. Donate regularly. Keep going.
Okay, verse 17.
Mhm.
Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
This is how you preserve the salt that is the light of the world. Christ had to make it clear. You can't maintain and be the light of the world and the salt of the earth if you've been taught that Christ did away with the law. The law is how you maintain your flavor. That's how you maintain and preserve yourself. Yeah, you are very beautiful. And you are. And you are a hell of a woman. Yes, you are. There is no woman better than the Black, Latina, Native American woman. But if you use and abuse yourself through much liberty from 14 to 44, then you're going to be like Stephanie Mills and Lisa Ray and all the other old sisters talking about, damn, I'm 60 and I need a man. I need a man that's going to meet all my list of 60 years worth of requirements that I demand of a man of this and that. Brother, sis, you are Diamond from the Players Club. Why do you think you're so special? You're a diamond. They know you from pretending to be a stripper in the 90s. They don't know nothing else about you. People who are 20 don't know who you are. Who are you looking for? You understand? Like they got to stop this madness. This madness. You understand? Christ said, don't think that I come to do away with the law. Don't do that. That's a lie. Keep going.
Or the prophets.
Or the prophets. Everything the prophets said was telling you about what Christ was going to do when he came. The prophets were each relieving each other. Before Moses was going, Moses said, the Lord told to Moses, tell Joshua this before you go. Rehearse these words in Joshua's ears so that he will be able to take over this mission that I set you on. And I'm telling you to train him because once I take your life, he will start over. He's going to continue the work. And when you get back, you're going to be able to inherit. Like you are keeping together a continuous string so that in future generations, you come back to a better state than it was when you left. That's real life, not this fantasy that you're going to die and live in some sandcastle and meet all your grandmothers that passed and all the old slave masters that beat the hell out of and abused everybody. The reality is this life you're living, the Lord is going to reassign you another life once this one is over. And the way that you live now, the people in the generation of your people that come after you are going to benefit or suffer for what you did or did not do. But what the previous generation messed up, your job is to fix it so that the next time the previous generation gets back, it's in a better state than it was. So that the next time you get back, it's in a better state than it was when you left. That's the purpose. How do we do that? Christ just said, through the law and the words of the prophets, because this is what the Lord said. And the Lord's words don't expire. What you think and how you feel may expire. God's word remains forever. That's why he told us what to do from the beginning. And then he also told us what would happen at the end of choosing a different way. Keep going.
I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
I didn't come to destroy what God told them to say. I come to make sure you knew that they were telling the truth. I am confirming the fact that God sent those prophets. They said what the Lord told them to say. And if you were their brother, and if you had any brotherhood, you would live your life confirming what the Lord told them to say. My life is going to confirm what the Lord told them to say. That's what Christ was saying. I didn't come to destroy the prophets. I came so that you know that the Lord sent them and the Lord sent me. So that whoever I told you to follow, the Lord sent them too, because they're going to testify of me, and I'm testifying of my Father. And my Father told the prophets to say this. That's why I'm doing this. There's no break between the Old Testament and the New Testament. All of this is one continuous river that flows throughout the Bible. Christ didn't do anything different than the disciples. You understand? Christians lie on Christ about that. A man is, he gives his life, and only thing left is his reputation. And you tarnish his reputation where he cannot defend himself because you're a lying bastard and you don't have any brotherhood and you're loyal to another family of people, so you betray your own. That's why you have to fight the fight of faith. You have to fight for that reputation. You got to fight so that people know that Christ is a black man. That's brotherhood. You got to fight for Hanukkah. You got to fight for the feast, the Day of Atonement, the feast of unleavened breads, memorial blowing of trumpets. You have to fight to remember what Hadassah did for us in Purim. You got to fight to remember our memorials for Hanukkah. Otherwise, how will our brother defend himself? The Lord said to honor him. How will he be honored in the earth if he's gone and you won't fight for him? You have to fight for him. You can't go be your own individual, living your own goddamn life. If you are his brother, you have to fight for him. If you are his sister, you have to fight for him. You have to stand for him. He stood while he was alive. He's gone. His spirit is back with the Most High. Now it's your turn to continue until he gets back. That's real life. That's brotherhood. That's how it's supposed to go. You understand? So keep going. We're going to wrap it up in a second. All right.
Verse 18. For verily I say unto you.
But truthfully, I'm telling you the truth. Keep going.
Till heaven and earth pass.
Heaven is the sky above your head, and the earth is what's beneath your feet. As long as there's still a sky above your head and the earth beneath your feet, keep going.
One jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law.
One jot is a dot of an I, and the tittle is the crossing of a T. Shall in no wise pass from the law. Keep going.
Till all be fulfilled.
So everything that the prophet said is fulfilled, and I'm coming to fulfill it. I'm doing what they said. Keep going.
Verse 19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments.
If you break a small commandment, it seems like it's a light thing. Whoever shall break one of these least commandments, keep going.
And shall teach men so.
And shall teach men that they don't have to obey the Most High, as they themselves break the Most High. Keep going.
He shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven.
He shall be called the least, the smallest, the poorest. He's going to be solely dependent in the kingdom of heaven for someone to look out for him. He will only survive by brotherhood. He won't have his own. Someone is going to have to take care of him. Someone's going to have to make sure that there's food for him to eat. He's going to eat because someone obeys the Most High. That's the only way he's going to eat. Because you are a rich man and you plant the trees that a rich man is supposed to plant, so that when the grapes and the pears and the apples and the oranges and the cashews and the almonds and the string beans and the snap peas fall from your vineyard and from your groves, when they fall and hit the ground, he will have a right to eat what falls on the ground from your wealth that the Most High gives to you, because you obey the Lord and did what was lawful and what was required of you. You understand? And because of it, he will always be straight, but he will always be the least. He'll never rise above that station. Keep going.
But
is that it?
So like it, there's more out of one.
Go ahead.
But
keep going. There's more.
But whosoever shall do and teach them.
Whoever shall keep these commandments and teach them. Keep going.
The same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
You'll be great in the kingdom of heaven. That man will be called great in the kingdom of heaven. You understand? Let's see. Do I want more? Where we at? 1, 3. Let's see if I got time for one more. The same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. All right. That's good. We can go ahead and end it there. All right. Most High in Christ. Water for y'all tuning in. Most High in Christ. Clap it up there. All right. We're going to hit the announcements. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We start out at 1 West 125th Street in Harlem, New York. We're not affiliated with any other Israelite group. Rule for brother and sister. When a brother and sister comes into the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They be saluted only. They're here to learn and share themselves with the world. After that 6-month period, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, they're to get counsel from their head to speak to a brother and sister. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will then get permission from their head to marry. Tithes, which is the commandment. 10% of every penny of any increase the Most High gives to you. Go right to ISUPK.com. Put your tithes in there. Do not rob the Most High. 10% of what you get belongs to the Most High. 90% is yours. Don't rob the Most High. Don't spend his money. If you take some of your tithes and you spend it, then you owe the Lord an additional 5%. You understand? If your tithes is $20, you owe the Lord $25 when you pay that tithe back. 5% belongs to the Most High. You have to add an additional 5% if you spend some of his money, which is not your money. It's not yours. It was given to you, but it was given to you by the Most High. All right? Don't rob the Most High. Do not think that you are in the truth if you are not paying your tithes. You understand? Everybody believe in God till it come time to talk about some money. You understand? Make sure you pay your tithes. All right. Upcoming holy convocations we have should be Hanukkah coming up on December the 25th. The feast of Hanukkah, which be a Wednesday. It's a memorial of Hanukkah. It's not a feast day, but it is a memorial as we remember the wars that we had fighting to get the Greeks out of our land. You understand? They came and overtook us, and we had to fight to kick them out and take our temple back. All right. All right. That's coming up there. What we got? Lastly, any brother wants to become a trooper in the school, it'll be in all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, war scarf. Contact the ISUPK school in whatever city or state that you're in. Contact the ISUPK school in whatever city or state that you're in. Contact the ISUPK school in whatever city or state that you're in. Not just sit online forever watching classes. You can if you want to, which is fine, but you are not in the school. Contact the school so you can get exactly what you need to do so that you are not on the outside of the Lord's protection just watching videos. You're actually in the school under the covering and the head that the Lord set up for your zone. All right? The sisters cannot be a trooper, but you need to contact the school as well and say, I want to be an official student, not a student. Anybody can be a student. I want to be a sister in the ISUPK. You'll be told what to do. You'll be given whatever to do and told what to do and communicated with going forward from there. All right? And with that, Imadium, which means stand. We're going to give an official salute. We're going to end the class. We're going to give an official salute to the brothers, men of Israel. Imadium Shabbat. Imadium. Barak.
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbarakatah.
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbarakatam. Saw, which means to turn. Yahweh Batah Salakia. Saw, which means to turn. Men of Israel, going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Imadium Shabbat. Imadium. Barak.
Yahweh Shamar Alatah by Shem Yahweh Shah.
Yahweh Matah. With that, class dismissed. Tuning right here Lashawan Kwadash class, Officer Yagadov, some NATAZACH Quran, teach a hella class with the brothers and the sisters in here, getting it on with that Lashawan Kwadash. Learn to read, write, speak, and teach the ancient Hebrew. Make sure you studying. A random test could pop up on you at any time. Make sure you studying, brothers and sisters. All right. With that, class dismissed. Shalom.
Talk to me. Played the horn of Lord and served other gods. Remember the days of old, we the lost tribes. They don't believe the Bible. They say a white man wrote it, but still celebrate them holidays from white men, don't they? Like Christmas and Thanksgiving appetites. I don't even see my closest family half the time. Going out ain't an option, I won't compromise. I got integrity and more heart than Valentine. Kyrie tweeted a book they sell on Amazon, owned by the same folks that told them to apologize. Remember slaves couldn't read, wasn't allowed. So it's meaning when I tell you I'm black and I'm proud. Murdered us with the sword, that's how we learned religion. Community standards violate my First Amendment. Discontinue from my heritage under these bastards. Life a bitch, they make up lies and give you public lashes. I understand they confused by who the devil is. Why my people get so mad when I tell them this? Valley of dry bones, my niggas skeletons. It's hectic out there, hope you checking on your relatives. Brotherhood, that's what my weapon is. And I never let these crackers take it from me. Real talk, you probably never heard this all of your life. Be careful, cause that thing you love, it'll cost you your life. Long as we got each other, my nigga. Cause we build this shit on brotherhood. Long as we got each other, my nigga.
Yeah.
We build this shit.
Nigga, I done lost family, I done lost friends. Day one, niggas thought was riding to the end. Still showed up, put in that work. Hide behind a smile while I'm walking with this hurt. Some nights I felt alone, most nights I felt cold. Some nights I drove around, I ain't wanna go home. Nigga, I ain't never been, nah, I ain't never fold. Follow orders like a soldier doing what I'm told. Even when the council wasn't making any sense, I ain't never doubted, I just put it to the test. Days I was fucked up and down to my last cent. Reaching in my pockets, only coming up with lint. I'm talking even on the days that I couldn't pay my rent. I put it down for my brothers, ain't spared no expense. If I ever got bent, caused an offense, please forgive your brother, Lord, that ain't what I meant. See that brotherhood a weapon, fight against deception. When something taken from you, then it's just a blessing. Shorty really loved me, gave me everything she got. And I'm sorry, baby girl, if I ever broke your heart. Man, mistakes that I made, don't know if they'll fade. Moving with a heavy heart, living with the pain. Take away the shame, wash away the stain. Praying to the Lord for the days that I was Cain. Sheesh.
Long as we got each other, my nigga. Cause we build this shit on brotherhood. Long as we got each other, my nigga. Cause we build this shit on brotherhood.